One more time. What's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen? Listen, 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 listen. I do apologize. Yesterday, I've been telling you guys that I would do something a little different on my channel. And I used to do them all the time, where I would just pick random people without the community and just do one-on-ones with them. I mean, just to, get their different, intake on their opinion or their view of what's going on with gaming, whether it be Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, PC platform. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do one of these once a week. I'm gonna get my man here, Real Gamer 27 from Dallas, Texas. Skip, man, introduce yourself. They don't know you by now.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy, Real Gamer 27, and appreciate you for letting me join your podcast, man. It's a huge honor, man.
Yeah, man, it's an honor to have you. My man here, Mr. Johnson, such as myself. We might be related somewhere down the line. But anyway, like I said, actually, also we have his man. What's your name? Alex?
What's that?
Man named ActivesiGaming.
Oh, you're talking about ActivesiNGaming?
Yeah, he's going to join us in a little while.
Yeah, he's going to join a little bit, probably like another 5 or 10 more minutes, because I think he's coming home from work right now.
No problem. Now, let the room fill up. Like I said, I do apologize yesterday. You guys for asking me. I made the room, but for those that do know, like I said, my grandmother's not in the best of health. So before I was able to go live or whatever the case, I had to shoot back up to the hospital. But anyway, that's neither here or there. Thank you guys for rocking out with me right now. I know Crap is starting his Xbox Nation around 8 o'clock. So, but anyway, like I said, this is something new that I'm doing. Well, it's not new. I've done them in the past. I think maybe the first person I did a one-on-one with was maybe the Red Dragon. But I've done countless of one-on-ones. But something again, I'm going to start doing more of. I'm at least going to try to get one a week, you know what I mean? And maybe pick a day. Maybe that day may be a Tuesday or I don't know. But I'm starting off with him on, starting a new thing up with him. So anyway, the reason why, well, not even, you reached out to me and you were saying that you want to come on and talk about my views on Nintendo. It's crazy. I'm looked at it, but in the YouTube community as me being very, very anti-Nintendo. And I tell people all of the time, I do not hate Nintendo. I probably play more Nintendo games than they have. It's Nintendo that got me gaming. It wasn't my uncle's Atari 2600, 5600. But it wasn't the ColecoVision. It wasn't the Vextrex. You probably guys know what the hell the Vextrex is. It was the NES, Super Mario Brothers. Then Excitebike. Then pro wrestling, you know what I mean? What else did I get? I had the robot, Gyromite, you know what I mean? So like again, I hold a very special place in my heart for Nintendo. So this Nintendo that we have now, today, to me is a former shell of themselves. And some of you guys may, no. If you're talking about they have some of the best exclusives, I hear it over and over again. And they have some of the highest rated selling exclusives, and I'm coming from a again when I remember. I tell you this guys all the time. When I remember some of Nintendo best games to me were not made by Nintendo. I'm coming from an era in the day where Nintendo had all of the third-party support, and when it's crazy. I try to know Nintendo has come a former shell of themselves. Because when I say that, people argue me down, like, who buys a Nintendo for third-party games and multi-plats? And I'm looking and I'm scratching my head, like, what the hell? Like, you buy Nintendo for the experience and for the exclusive. Listen, bro, and they will argue me down. So when I tell them games like Double Dragon wasn't made by Nintendo, you know what I mean? But it was on, exclusive. It was on, on the NES. When I tell them games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. When I tell them games like Double Dribble, when I tell them games like Contra, up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start to get to 30 men. When I tell them games like Castlevania, when I tell them games like Mega Man, I can go on and on and on. That were not made by Nintendo. Ridge Racer, RC Pro-Am, Rare made that. I can go on and on and on and on again. So, and when I say things like that and I sit back and and I think of when they go off and they, well, you know, again, they argue me down, and we don't need Nintendo to be like Microsoft and Sony. What's it about them putting out a capable console for us developers can make games for and bring their games to life? And don't start with y'all shit. I know you're gonna be that. Don't start with y'all shit and saying, well, it's the developer, the industry has it out for Nintendo. No. Now I want you, because I know I'm talking a little long. I just want to give people the foreshadow. What, you know, I don't want you to, I don't want my opinions or whatever to influence what you're saying, but I don't see what's so wrong with anyone asking for Nintendo just to put out a capable console that developers don't have to go out of their way to get versions of multiplayer if they're going to do them, to bring them to their platform. It's okay for Nintendo to play flutes in the corner if that's what they want to do, but you also have to cover the bases. You know what I mean? Because you guys just left a generation where, you know, there was no third party support really. It didn't start off that way. I want to say this: the Wii U started off with great third party support. I bought one day one, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Assassin's Creed, NBA 2K 12. I'm sorry, at the time, and I can go on to Madden and all that stuff. But what happened again? Let's be honest here. You Nintendo fans didn't go out. You didn't buy those games. You had games like Tekken Tag Tournament only sold like 10,000 copies for the month, and so on, so on, and so on. You know what I mean? Games like, you know, well, then you guys use this excuse here. Those games was already out on the 360 and the PS3. That game came out. The Wii U launched in November, and Tekken Tag came out in October. Now I say this again, you know what I mean? Because this is when I first started on YouTube. This was my introduction. I used to go at the Nintendo guys. You know what I mean? I used to have fun. Because I swear I didn't know it was grown men that actually played the Wii. Like that was their preferred console choice. That shit was baffled the hell out of me. But anyway, this is not even about that. I'm not even gonna start getting on that, going that fucking tangent. You know what I mean? But you guys did, like I said, didn't support those games. You know what I mean? Like Injustice of Gods. You know, came out day and date with the PS3 and the 360. That sold like 19,000 copies for the month. And I can go on and on and on. You know what I mean? But again, I say that to say this. You know, I just don't understand it. Where people like to say, well, we don't need another Xbox, we don't need another PlayStation. And I'm gonna say this for both Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. Sometimes what it seems like to me that people like to treat Nintendo with white gloves on, like they're a newborn baby or something. Oh, like, come on, what's the last goddamn game that came out for the Wii U? You understand what I'm saying? Had that been Microsoft or Sony came to E3 with one game, could you imagine that backlash? But again, I'm gonna shut the hell up. I want you to weigh in. I want you to tell me, and I want to talk about because I haven't talked to you in a while. Last time I spoke to you maybe like 2-3 months ago. I want to talk to you about the PS4 Pro. I want to talk to you about the Xbox Scorpio. I want to talk to you, of course, about the Nintendo NX, and and just more or less what's going on in gaming and how you feel what's going on. But anyways, so let's just dive right into it. The Nintendo NX. First of all, just give us a backdrop of who you are. You just told me something behind the scenes that you got the Wii U day one. You just talk to me.
Like I told you before we started, before we got on air, like I did something really stupid. Like, I traded my 360 for the Wii U when the Wii U first launched and everything, because I thought it was gonna be a really good system.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Everybody get this motherfucker a round of applause.
I admit it.
Wii U weirdo to the fullest. Like, no, I'm just fucking.
No, but after seeing the E3, all the broken promises, talking about we're gonna get all these type of games, and some of those games wound up getting canceled. Like, I feel that I got burnt because I thought there was gonna be not only a first and second party machines gonna have, a lot of third party, a lot of multiplex, but I was wrong. But the first year they got some good games, at first, but after the first year, that's when third parties started to leave, and all of a sudden they just vanished unless you want some Just Dance games, whatever, or some Lego games. But I was a fan of the Wii U at first. I started my channel, as Nintendo channel, because at the time I didn't have no 360. I didn't have no 360 or a PS3, because I think whenever I started my YouTube channel, I don't think the generation started yet. The Wii U started, but I think the PS4 and the Xbox One was about to come out.
Well, the Wii U came out in 2012. That's when I started YouTube, and the PS4 and the Xbox One came out in 2013.
Yeah. So whenever I got my Xbox One a few months after it launched, you know, I started, you know, talking about Xbox One, you know, start talking a lot more about that because I got a lot of games to play and I keep on going through these massive droughts with the Wii U, and it got frustrating, man. You know, it was a point of time on my channel that I was somewhat, I won't say somewhat, I was defending Nintendo. I'm not gonna lie, I was defending Nintendo. But it just got to a point that if I ain't got no games to play, and if they want to act arrogant like Sony, then I'm gonna let the whole world know how pissed off I am because I go on rants and tangents on my channel all the goddamn time. You know, but at the end of the day, man, I just want games to play. I want to get treated equally like how Microsoft and Sony get, you know, good ports, you know, whatever these multi-plats. But with the Wii U, I supported all the third-party games. I was there. I showed up. You know, everybody showed up. Alex showed up. You know, the people on the Reboot team, they showed up, but nobody else showed up because they keep on freaking throwing out that damn excuse, talking about it's gimped. You know, they took some DLC out of it. Like I keep hearing the same old shit. Well, this game that they now give to Wii U owners, this game already came out like a few months ago. So the hell what? Either you played it or you didn't play it. If you didn't play it, then shut the fuck up and buy it, or just shut the fuck up. But I heard of just a whole bunch of excuses, but it's just to a point that, you know, I just don't even give a fuck no more. You know, I like Nintendo's games. You know, if it wasn't for the Legend of Zelda, you know, I wouldn't be as big of a Nintendo fan that I am. And it's kind of sad that Nintendo went to E3 with one fucking game. It was the talk of the show.
Okay, check it out. All right, now listen. I want to build on what you're saying, and not to cut you off. Okay, I still want to. I'm gonna let you get all the frustration out right now. I'm gonna let you get calm down, brother. Today we gonna listen. You on Dr. Phil's hand right now. We're gonna get you through this. All right. We're gonna purge that. Listen, when you're done with me, you're gonna be a mean green X fighting machine. We're gonna purge that Nintendo shit about your system. Listen. So, now you said that the E3 one game, and okay, greatest. You know the game is this what Zelda. Okay, cool. I'll give you that, right? And what again? You kind of maybe saying what I was saying when I said that Nintendo fans like to just say sit back and talk about, you know, the exclusives or whatever the case. Well, maybe you understand what I'm saying. Multi-plats rule. The reason why I say that because not just because. Well, even look at sales. Okay, if you look at the top 10, month after month, you see the same games. Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Destiny, NBA 2K, Madden, and you know what I mean? It's exclusives again, don't pack the punch that they it's not the days of the NES and Sega and Mario and you know with Plat where you had those like kind of franchises. Even with far as Halo, it's not as big. It's not saying it's not a good game, it's not a huge franchise. I know it sounds kind of blasphemous being an Xbox dude, but I'm not a big Halo fan. But even Halo's not once what it was, okay? Again, it is exclusive that gives a console its identity. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say that Nintendo could still go in the corner and play flutes, it's not cool. You still do what you do if that's what you're into, but you have to cover all four corners. You understand what I'm saying? Regardless if you choose to look at Microsoft or Sony as, you know, Nintendo arrogant as hell. They're not your competition. You know what I mean? Even Iwata said himself, Zach Word. I actually did a few videos about it. And that's the way that I'm sorry. That's the position. That's the reason why Nintendo's in the position that they are, as far as market share and you know and perception is everything. But when you get multiplets every Tuesday, okay, or just about every other day, or at least once a month, we have a high profile multiplat game. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's a dog shit game or whatever the case, at least once a month or so. You know what I mean? So you have a whole plethora of games that's not coming to your platform while we're still waiting for Zelda Wind Waker or whatever the case may be. So you got this whole, why wouldn't you? Or why wouldn't you hold Nintendo accountable for that? You understand what I'm saying? Brother, listen, well, you know, because you know what, Nintendo fans, they go back and forth. Obi-Wan's my man, God bless his heart. I have no problems with the dude. But I tell him all the time, you know what I mean? Because he pick and choose when he wants to talk about power. Well, we know that the next is going to look better than the Wii U, more power. But goddamn, if the rumors are true, they're saying it's not going to have the same processing power of consoles that came out in 2013 and 2013. And I'm not even going to get into that yet. But again, why wouldn't you want Nintendo to have third-party games and multiplats? Or it's okay for them not to have them. I'm not saying they can stop doing Mario. Whatever that they do that makes you like them, I'm not saying that he has to stop that. Fine, cool. But why wouldn't you want them to have the other games? Like I told you before, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You know what I mean? Because you can't just be an only Nintendo console owner. You understand what I'm saying? If you have the money, Real Gamer, to buy one console, you see, I can get an Xbox, I get a PlayStation, or I can get the Nintendo NX or whatever. Even you could be a diehard Nintendo fan. 9 times out of 10, you're going to go with Xbox or you're going to go with Sony. You know, you may like Nintendo's exclusives more. You know, with that game, at least you're going to get the third-party multiplayer. And I don't see, like I said, now that I don't understand why people will try to make excuses or even try to flip or damage control that. That's what I mean. I know I went on a long tangent here, but that's basically what I'm saying. You know, you were just talking about E3, Zelda U. And I'm like, bro, and again, if out of all the Nintendo's exclusives, probably the one that I probably like most is maybe Zelda. You know, I don't, you know, Mario was cool. I'm not saying it may not be fun or whatever, but I'm not going out there midnight and sitting in line to play Mario. That's not, you know, I mean, it's cool. Mario Kart, not my thing. That's not my thing. Again, I don't really resonate with Nintendo's art style. I don't like those same 2D colorful, woohoo, Mario. That's just not for me. You know, and again, I'm not negating. If you like it, cool. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. But when I say this, you know, and people, I get cursed out. When I tell people that I've grown up with Nintendo, but Nintendo hasn't grown up with me, you would tell me you wouldn't love to see a mature type Zelda game. They're taking off heads in the woods, and you understand what I'm saying? Or Zelda like on the terms of like The Witcher or something like that. Like that game has not evolved. You know, I mean, I'm not saying it's not a fun game. You know, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, well, as far as their characters, you know, you can still do what you do, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna shut the hell up. I promise. The reason why I bought the Wii, you know why? Because Reggie, when it was E3, I think it was 2011, maybe it was 2012, when they said that that they're going back after the consumer that they lost to both Microsoft and Sony. That's what they said on stage. So I say, all right, fine, fuck it. Because the Wii, I liked it. The GameCube, probably the last Nintendo console that I really liked was the GameCube. I got the Wii U, and it felt like I was taking a step back because I can do the basic shit that I was used to doing since 2002. Like voice chat mandatory in every game. You know, game invites mandatory in every game. You know, and I'm not even getting into the achievements, but that's what I'm saying before as the multiplayer and the power. But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. I hope you lose your train of thought, but I'm not a Nintendo hater, man. I'm not. I promise.
Hey, I feel the same way, bro, man. Like, you know, they let me down a lot. And basically, it just got me to drove, you know, mostly on the Microsoft, on the Xbox. I've always been an Xbox gamer. I own every single Xbox console ever. I'm a huge fan of Halo.
Okay.
But honestly, a lot of people that's in my circle, they know that I'm a diehard Sega fan because I grew up, you know, around Sega. My family was nothing but Sega. You know, my first video game I played was Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, 1991. That was my very first game I ever played. And I just been a Sega dude all my life, man. Right now I got the Dreamcast, the Genesis, Saturn. You know, I got all that, man. I'm a huge Sega guy, but I like Nintendo as well. But I guess whenever Sega got out the console market, I started to play a little bit more Nintendo games. I always played Nintendo games, but I was always a diehard Sega when I was a lot younger. But as far as Nintendo, like the stuff that they've been doing these past few years, they just got me to wonder, like, are they gonna still be in this console market within the next few years from now, or they gonna pull a Sega? I won't say that they gonna pull a Sega because they got a lot of money. I don't know how many times we got here they got this amount of money in the bank, but as far as their market share, you know, I guess the fan base is just not what it used to be, man. Like if you take the Wii out the equation, like Nintendo has been on the downslope since the original NES, and it's very sad. Very sad, man. And it's a reason for that. Like every generation, they always gotta dumb down their console so they won't be like, we don't want to be like Microsoft. We don't want to be like Sony. Like why not just give the Nintendo consumers like the extra features what Sony and Microsoft get to their consumers, man? Like what's
call them? I wouldn't even call them extra. You say extra, I would say standard. What's going on? My man Activist just joined the call. Sorry about that. What's going on, bro? You're saying, Real Gamer, would you even call those extra? I would just call those maybe the standard. Yeah.
Or modern, yeah, it is standard. Like, you know, that what pisses me off because a lot of Nintendo guys in the community, when I make my videos about whenever I rant about Nintendo, they be like, no, what do you mean standard? It's not standard. You know, you play games. Whenever you put a game in, you play to play games, not, you know, you watch a movie, Netflix and all this bullshit. It's an extra. Like, what's wrong with having extra features? Matter of fact, it's been standard since the 360 and PS3. It's been standard for the past 10 years. So
the Wii U had Netflix. The Wii had Netflix.
That's what I'm saying. Why Nintendo still refusing to put standard features in the console? We in the year 2016. So that's why, like, you know, I rant about Nintendo all the time. That's why I transfer my channel to a lot of Microsoft talk, a lot of PlayStation talk. And when I talk about Nintendo, it's not very good, man. I'm not, you know, people even call me a Nintendo hater. I lost over 1,000 subscribers because
they called you a Nintendo hater?
Oh yeah, they call me Nintendo hater. I'm like, it's not hating on Nintendo. It's hating what they doing. I don't exactly hate them. I just hate what they're doing to their company. I'm hating what they're doing to their fan base. And right now, the fan base is divided. If you ain't paying attention to the community, a whole bunch of Nintendo guys going head to head with one another, just going crazy. I was like, why y'all get mad at each other? If y'all get mad at somebody, get mad at Nintendo because they don't want put themselves in this position. Like, the Wii U has been out since 2012. We barely even have games, and the Wii U still costs $300. I don't know why. The Wii U has been the same price for years, and it just doesn't make sense. Like, if you really want extra Wii U's in people's households, why not drop the price? If you drop the price, you get more Wii U's out the shelves, out, you know, in people's households. Then third party's gonna see. Okay, they're gonna be like, okay, a lot more Wii U's got sold, so maybe we can actually try them this time. We could.
You know what, bro? At this point, even if the Wii U was going to sell 15 million consoles, right now, people probably buy them. And I forgot who the hell I was talking to, but either Crap or somebody. But I was saying, you know, what's the price of the NX? I said I don't expect this thing to be under $400. You know what I mean? You know, if the Wii U is still costing $300, and people wonder it's because of the tablet. Listen, just like consoles and parts become cheaper over time. You know what I mean? Trust me, the Wii U, the Nintendo's not selling their console at a loss. No, you know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying as far as this is the fact that even if they were to sell 20 million units right now, all right?
Yep.
Even with far as the 360 and the PS3, as long as that console will still get multiplats, yeah, then of course the Wii U can get games. But even now, you see games like Watch Dogs 2 and all these other games that are coming out that are skipping last generation because their console, their hardware is just too anemic. Which I'm happy that they're just focusing on the PS4 and the Xbox One, you know what I'm saying, and PC.
Yeah,
you know?
finally.
I've been saying for years that, you know, last generation consoles are holding these consoles back. But like I said today, Nintendo really, honestly, if you think about it, that they couldn't even get a lot of those games because they put it on a console.
They wouldn't run on their hardware.
Because even some cities develop whatever, you know, even though they don't use DirectX 11 or DirectX period, they have their own, you know, proprietary thing, but it's on equivalent to DirectX 10. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of these next generation engines wouldn't even run on the Wii U. I remember Epic when they first unveiled the Unreal Engine 4. We were all hyped and looking at that tech demo with the dragon and stuff, and they listed PS4, Xbox One, PC. I remember all in it. Oh, what about the Wii U? Oh, Epic has it out. I'm like, no, the Wii U, Unreal Engine 3, Wii U. You know what I mean? Like, basically, they put out because with you guys, it's sad to say that's how bad and how anemic that hardware is. And I'm not even saying that the PS4 and the Xbox One are these $12,000 PCs, but that people like to put the Wii U in the 360 and then the PS3, you know, like that's not their competition. The Wii U was the 8th generation console. Its competition was the PS4 and the Xbox One. They put out a quote unquote a next generation console with a 32 gig hard drive. Yeah, but I can go. Come on, Jesus Christ. But basically, they put out a next generation console that couldn't run any next generation engines. That right there, and bro, listen, that just fucking fried my biscuit. It burnt the bacon on both sides. I said, and I remember for us to see. Well, I remember, like I said, if you guys remember, in 2012, everyone was scrambling to get this footage of the games actually running on the Wii U because we didn't know how it looked like. You know what I mean? There were so many different reports. Same thing with the NX, Nintendo being very private, and it was a report. I believe never forget it. It was a report that came out from France, and it was what do you call it? Not developers. reporters, had their hands on Batman Arkham U or whatever the hell it was called, Batman U or whatever, and somehow the frame rate was horrible, this, that, and the other. So, I never did a video about this shit, and they were saying, people, it was just support. No, they put out a goddamn console, because Nintendo really gave the exact specs on the Wii U. They put out a shitty fucking console with shitty fucking specs. You know what I mean? And again, this kind of makes me scared about the NX. We hear rumors about how it's underpowered and yada, yada, yada. But again, my man, to add what you're saying, you're absolutely right. You're more than 150% right. And I think that maybe we don't know what the Nintendo NX until we see it. I mean, there's there's 99.9% of it's going to be what we saw. But until I kind of been like blame Nintendo fans because with the diehard, the core, because they refuse to call Nintendo out for the bullshit. You know what I mean? They just won't just say, hey, it is what it is, man. But hey, is your mic on? Is your mic? But no, I want you to finish what you're saying. But I'm gonna hop on you next.
I guess what I was about to say is like, as far as putting Wii U's in households, like they so worried about losing profit per console sold, but you really get more money based on software.
Yes.
Like, let's just look at let's take the Wii for example. Even though they sold 100 million consoles, like they get more profits based on per game sold, per software.
Yes.
Like look at New Super Mario Brothers. That sold like 30 million copies. Mario Kart Wii, about 30 million copies. That's a lot of fucking money they made on that too.
Well, even on multiplayer, it's free money. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of freaking money. That's what I'm saying. If they would just concentrate on just, if you gotta drop the price, lower the price on how like they did with the GameCube when the GameCube was like $100 at one point. When you get more hardware out there, then it's gonna come. Software is gonna sell. That's what I'm saying. But as far as the NX goes, like only high note I can see about this, and if it's a hybrid, and they know that handhelds is what's really popular right now, and I think that can probably get third parties on board because Nintendo handhelds always done well. And yes, it sounds really gimmicky. I know a lot of people don't want that shit, but the reason why I'm skeptical about it, I'm somewhat excited, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know. But either way it go, their handhelds always get third-party support, always. So that's why I'm thinking why Nintendo went ahead and put their handheld with their console all in one studio. So that's the only positive thing I can see with the NX, and plus with Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, it's gonna be our launch game. That's also another good sign because whenever Wii U came out, their launch game was New Super Mario Brothers U, in which that was basically a port of the New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii. Like it wasn't innovative. It wasn't a new game. It wasn't a game that we wanted. But the Legend of Zelda, we've been wanting that for a long time. They can have a strong start, but at the end of the day, are we gonna have dry spells throughout the months? That's the main question. Are we gonna have third-party support? Is Nintendo are gonna actually give us software? Are we gonna get back like some of these older franchises like Eternal Darkness, F-Zero, Kid Icarus? Are we gonna get these games back? I like Mario Kart. I like these games. But I can't play these games. About 5-6 games for the rest of the generation. I need more to keep me busy. But if they can get a lot of these people on board, third parties on board, they play their cards right, then I can see this NX can be a success. But at the same time, what they're doing is not very smart of refusing to talk about this console, in which is supposed to be coming out in a half a year. And they're getting pissed off talking about they're going to end interviews if they're going to, keep talking about the NX. It's like so stupid of Nintendo. So
Nintendo say they're going to do what now? If people keep asking about the NX, they're not going to do more interviews.
I guess as a matter of fact, I think Alex, you know a little bit more about that because you brought that up to my attention, man.
All right, well, Alex, what's going on? First of all, Alex, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
And you're kind of late. I'm gonna tell you also.
Yeah, my bad.
No, it's cool. I did was a last minute thing. If you don't know, fuck all that. I'm starting something new on my channel once a week at least. I'm gonna reach out to different YouTubers or maybe some developers or different sites. And I made a few connections. Start calling them some favors. And one have one-on-one interviews with people throughout the week. Just once a week. I'm sorry. So I got you in here and doing a 2 for 1. It's a special today. 2 for 1. And I know that you're like a Nintendo fan also. You know what I mean?
Yep.
How do you feel? What are your thoughts? First of all, where has Nintendo gone wrong with the Wii U, and why the Wii U was I guess a commercial
failure? Yeah.
So where did Nintendo go wrong with the Wii U? Or do you think they did everything right? Is the media in next gen you're hating on the Wii U? Like, where do you sit with that?
I don't know. You kind of have to have your head under a stone to think the Wii U's done well. Like in every aspect, it's a failure, really. Like even if you only like Nintendo games, the Wii U doesn't satisfy people. Like it doesn't have all the Nintendo franchises. Like obviously there's no third-party support. Like you were saying earlier, it can't run all the engines, so that was a mistake on their end. Obviously, it's not as powerful as it should have been, and all these things. Like there's so many problems with the Wii U. Like there's a couple things I like about it. Like I like that you don't have to install the games on the hard drive. That's a big problem with the other consoles that I have an issue with. But like the tablet idea.
What do you explain? What do you mean install?
Like when you pop in a Xbox or a PS4 game, you have to install the whole game on your hard drive, right?
You know why, or you can see why?
Yeah, I know why. It's supposed to help with loading times and all that.
Well,
stuff.
No, it's x86.
Yeah.
It's
it's an x86 thing, and that's what they do. That's cool. The Wii U doesn't do that, so that's a plus as far as I'm concerned. But the tablet was a huge problem. Like it's just a bad idea. Like they tried to take the concept of the 3DS, which is like having two screens to play a game, but it doesn't translate to a home console because you have to look down at the gamepad and then look up at your TV. You can't look at both at the same time, really. So that was a big issue, and it made the console more expensive than it should be. But the main thing was the hardware. Like it just couldn't keep up, and they weren't planning ahead for the PS4 and the Xbox One, which was a huge mistake. And it couldn't even do a lot of the features that the 360 could do, which came out like 10 years ago. So a lot of problems with the Wii U.
The original 2001 Xbox Live came out in 2003.
Right. And like you hear things from them once in a while of when they're talking about online stuff, which is just crazy. Like they did not look at the PS3 and the Xbox 360 to see how those guys did their online service. Nintendo never looked at that. They kind of just made their own, and that's why it's not very good. And
you know what?
Very limited.
There was an article, a report that came out, like for some of the higher ups on Nintendo that sit up on the board, those old folks there.
Yeah, the Council of Elders.
The council, exactly. They didn't even know what Xbox Live was.
Yeah, they have no idea because they're in Kyoto, Japan, and Kyoto is like the most secluded area of Japan. They don't care what North America does. And they did a report saying that most people don't want to play online or something. Yeah, in Japan they don't. Like they live so close together, they like that local stuff. But the problem is they push that on North Americans, and that doesn't fly over here. Good point.
Okay, good point. So you're open-minded Nintendo fan, okay?
I love Xbox and I have PC. I had PlayStation, but I got rid of it for now because there's not much out for it. But like I have more than just Nintendo. Like you cannot survive this generation with just Nintendo.
Okay, there's something that said to Alex, because again you're just joining us. I want to repeat myself again.
Yeah.
And like people, when I say this, that but when I get on Nintendo's ass about the hardware being anemic and this, that, and the other, and some people say, you don't buy Nintendo for, the powerhouse brute force. And so that's again, maybe I'm a little old in the tooth, but Nintendo, they didn't start putting out shitty hardware until the Wii. The GameCube was more powerful than the PS2. So the Nintendo 64 was more powerful than the PlayStation 1. It's just the fact that Nintendo decided to stay with cartridges. Where, Sony went with the CD-ROM. They were able to do the fancy little cutscenes, stuff you can't do on a card. You understand what I'm saying? But since then, technology has changed. But the Nintendo 64 theoretically was more powerful than the PS1. So I mean, Nintendo was doing this shitty hardware until the Wii.
The thing is that shitty hardware made them a lot of money, so they wanted to try that again.
And I am from the belief, I think that Nintendo's still trying to catch lightning in the bottle. When I say what's crazy,
they absolutely are trying to do that. Yeah.
Like to me, I'm not saying I'm that damn old, but I'm 38 years old, and I remember there was rumblings around about Nintendo, prior to the GameCube launch or whatever the case may be. They weren't doing too well financially. What brought Nintendo back was Pokemon. When that became syndicated over here in America, they toned it down a little bit. It was on TV and stuff. That's what brought Nintendo back. If you guys don't know, like this is real shit here. That what made Nintendo a shitload of money was Pokemon. It wasn't because Microsoft was actually trying to acquire Nintendo. You know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah, they did try to buy them. Yes.
Yeah, like I said, and people like to say, well, Nintendo's. It's not that they have so much. Like, cut the shit. Stop it with the bullshit there. But again, it's the fact that Nintendo, I'm sorry, which is cool. Business, it is what it is. Pokemon made them a shitload of money, and then they came out with the Wii. Yeah, then they came out with the Wii, which was a huge commercial success. And I think, like I said, the gift and the curse, the yin and the yang, because it was bought by over 100 million consumers, but not by 100 million gamers.
Right.
What I mean by that, Nintendo fans like to say that because my grandmother has a Wii, 2 of them, one in the house, one in the church. She may have cut the one in the house 2 times, the one got cut on the church maybe 20 times. For the old folks, bingo and bowling and all that shit. But she never.
That was their intention, though. Their intention was not to
which
get
is cool.
Gamers.
It's a business.
Yeah, their intention was to get people who don't play games to come in and make
money.
Yeah,
play games. You're absolutely right. But here's the thing, though. But even though they got people to go out and buy games, to get games or whatever the case, that didn't turn them into gamers because they're not going to go out there and buy software every month for the console. You know what I mean? But again, it's a sell is a sell. Consoles don't become successful, like more or less, until they're bought by the casual. There are far more casuals than there are hardcore gamers.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fact. That's how they make their money. When normally consoles don't stick off fly off the shelf to that big first price. Because mind you, they were all here you go history lesson. Consoles always came out at $300. As soon as the bitches went down to $199, the bitches fly off the shelves. It is what it is. Now, going forward. So of course the Wii was sold at a profit from the rip. Made a shitload of money with the Wii, right? Now here we come with the Wii U again. Nintendo's still trying to find that. I remember in 2000, it did come out in 2012. If you guys don't know, I was a huge fan of tablets. I literally had about 25 tablets. Now I'm not saying that to say this is a big number. There's a video. Diller shot at Diller. He showed me at on my old channel a video of me actually counting my tablets. I literally had about 25 tablets. And back in 2012, it was this big, surge about between 2010 and 2012 tablets. iPad just came on the scene and everybody and mama had tablets. And you had the HP tablet, the tablet, you know what I mean? So Nintendo tried to catch on that fad with hard as a tablet, which was cool. But this is, to me, in my opinion, it went wrong. I think Nintendo should. I'm not saying that I know Nintendo gets a lot of shit for the tablet and being it's cool. It actually doesn't feel uncomfortable to me. I don't have an issue with that. You know what I mean? It's okay. Right. Besides the battery life and all that stuff right there. But this is not about that, though. What Nintendo should have did was they should have packaged every Wii U, the one they sold separately for $60, whatever.
Yeah,
the Pro controller. Yeah. With a Pro controller, and sold the tablet as a peripheral.
Yeah.
For whatever, $150, whatever. Because people that bought it and make games that actually support the Wii U tablet. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. And that same money they spent on developing the tablet, they should have put that into a better GPU, CPU, and made a better console. You know what I mean?
Right. Or even if they did want to save costs and keep the same hardware for whatever reason, like if they had brought out the Wii U with the Pro controller and launched it at $200, this would be a different story. There would be no NX this early.
Okay, well, I'm going to add to that then. All right. Because I don't really think just that Nintendo's big problem, and maybe you may feel different, you guys may feel different, is that, and I think that's the price would fuck the Wii U over. It's the fact that Nintendo put out a quote-unquote next-generation console. And I'm gonna use me for example. Yeah. The main reason why I went out and bought my first gaming rig over $4,000 was because I got tired of the 360 and the PS3, and those graphics started to look dated to me. I've been there since 2005 with the 360, 2006 when I got the PS3. Like that, I tell people all the time, the 8-9 year console generation cycle last gen is not healthy. That's not normal. It's bad for business. You know what I mean? That's where we are now. With these mid-gen upgrades or whatever. But it's neither here nor there. They put out a quote-unquote next-generation console. They didn't look no better. That's been on the market for the last 8 or 9 years. You understand what I'm saying? Graphically. Yeah, that's on paper. I'm talking about we looking at, model to model. It didn't look no better than what I've been playing for the last 8 or 9 years. To me, that was ultimately to me was the dagger in Nintendo and the Wii U, and especially the fact that I couldn't do the shit that I've been used to, just voice chat, or even if you're not into that shit, you know what I mean? You know, that if you're saying, again, this is the reason why I bought the Wii U, because Reggie said that they're going back after the consumer, that they lost to Microsoft, that they lost to Sony. You can't tell me if you're going to motherfucker to leave the PS4, the Xbox, or whatever the hell, and you can't, you know, this basic thing. I'm not asking about something out of the ordinary, or I'm not asking to have God of War on the Wii U. I'm just talking about basic shit. Just voice chat mandatory, game invites mandatory, join session in progress. I'm not even talking about achievements, but you understand what I'm saying. So, but to me, I think that was the dagger in their side, because it didn't look better, than what we've been used to a customer playing. But you can add that, take from that. But as you were saying, I'm sorry.
Well, like to be fair, like if you're coming from a 360 and a PS3, yeah, absolutely. There's no difference graphically for the most part. Like there's a couple games here and there, like Mario Kart, for instance, looks really good, but it's not like drastically better than anything on a 360. But when you're coming from the Wii and going to the Wii U, that's a jump as far as Nintendo games go, Nintendo fans. But yeah, definitely when you're coming from Sony or Microsoft, you don't notice a jump, and you actually feels like you're going backwards. Because like obviously you have a 360, I have a 360, Real has a 360, so a lot of the stuff we are accustomed to, like the voice chat and all these other things like streaming and whatever, and playing music and all these things, the Wii U can't do it. They just didn't implement it, and they just kind of went for a device that simply plays games, which is not a bad thing, I guess, but like the price doesn't reflect it. Like it costs as much as these new consoles, but does half as much. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay. Nope. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm hearing you, but my mic had unplugged. Yeah, I'm saying what you were saying. Can't finish.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The main thing with the Wii U was they just couldn't get third parties on board, not even with exclusive wise, and Nintendo themselves. Like after 2014, you could tell.
You don't think there was a push at first? Because think about what a Wii U. I don't know if you got a Wii U.
They had, I don't know.
Tekken Tag, Assassin's Creed. Mm-hmm. Ubisoft. They had the Call of Duty. I'm not into Call of Duty. I know.
Like they did try at first.
Yeah, I don't. The core of not the core, but Nintendo fans didn't support.
Oh, absolutely, that's very true.
They didn't buy Tekken Tag. Let's not forget about that. That shit sold 10,000 copies for the month. They didn't buy.
I had Assassin's Creed 3. I had Assassin's Creed 4.
Yeah,
I had Deus Ex. I had Blacklist. All these third party
Ubisoft was holding them down. Remember, they was giving them.
Yeah, Ubisoft stuck around for a while, but a lot of these games didn't sell well. Like, even Call of Duty, which is like the best selling franchise.
The beta version outsold it.
Like that is unfortunate, and it's like that's the thing I don't really understand with a lot of Nintendo only people is like they get really mad when a third-party game doesn't come to Nintendo, but when they do, they don't buy it. It's just like, why are you getting mad then? Because you're not going to play it anyway.
Your ass, listen, man.
That's why they're getting mad. It's just a standard with this.
Yeah, you're right. They're gonna listen. Nintendo. They're gonna oust your ass, Alex.
Oh no,
you keep talking that real shit. They're gonna start your ass.
You already pissed them off.
You keep talking that real shit. They gonna really.
Much like a lot like Real Gamer, I get called a Nintendo hater a lot too. But like, I don't know how you can hate a company when you've been pouring money into them for 20+ years. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, like main ones that actually supports Nintendo. But a lot of these guys that's calling us haters, they're the main ones don't even buy games.
Like, I learned my lesson from the Wii U and their fan base. Like, when the NX comes out, even if they do get multiplats, I'm not going through that again. Like,
that's the same thing I said a while ago. I was like, I'm done. Like, I poured thousands of dollars into buying all these multiplats on the Wii U. Like, it sucked because it ran worse than the 360 and PS3 version.
Yeah, and then the online community isn't there. They drop off really quick.
Like, it was bad and it was terrible, and I can't believe I spent $60 on a lot of them games. I bought them too.
Like, I'd rather just get the Nintendo exclusive games, and then I hope they get a lot more third-party exclusive games, like stuff like Bayonetta, because that stuff is good. But when it comes to multiplats, like, these guys don't buy it. Like, if it's not endorsed by Nintendo, and it's like Nintendo says, go buy this game, they don't touch it. And then the community's dead, and it's just crazy.
I think, but maybe here's the thing. Maybe going into the future. Now, one of my things where I think, you know what to me? and I want you guys, because I want to talk about the Scorpion. I want to talk about everything else too. But to me, I think in what Nintendo needs to do, they need to pick a controller. They need to pick a controller. For what it is,
like standardize their controller. Yeah,
they should have. If you look at the Xbox One or the Xbox and PlayStation, they've had the same controller since the inception, with minor upgrades along the way.
Right.
With every new Nintendo console, you have to learn the controller all over again. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people sometimes are turned off by the controller or by the system. You know, because they have to learn a new controller all over again. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe not. What I'm saying is this. You know, you have people that are invested, of course, into the PlayStation brand network and their stuff. And you have people like such as myself, who are more invested in the Microsoft ecosystem with my TVs and stuff. What Nintendo has to do, and we kind of talked about this on BGST, Mooch said, no one's going to just stop playing Call of Duty on the Xbox and play it on the Wii U or with the NX. With Nintendo, I mean, but they have to lay the groundwork now. You understand what I'm saying? And pick, because you may get a fan. You know, maybe a kid for Christmas, maybe with the Nintendo NX, maybe their first console. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Such as myself, my first console was the NES. And I always say that I've grown up with Nintendo, but Nintendo hasn't grown up with me. Not since that far, have left the NES behind. You understand? I'm going on to other things. But Nintendo has to start laying the groundwork now to get people invested into their ecosystem.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Maybe they can say pick one controller, you know, and you know, and build upon it. Maybe they can use the Pro controller, whatever the case, you know, whatever. Just have one controller.
I personally don't mind that they change the controllers up as long as they have the alternative. Like a Pro controller should always be there as well, and should be supported mandatory by all the devs on each game. Like if you want to use their new different controller, like the tablet controller, whatever, go ahead. You get a few benefits, or you can use the standard Pro controller, which should carry on each generation. For the people that just simply don't want to, right?
Yeah. You know, it gets options. Just look at the Splatoon situation. We can't even have an option to fucking voice chat. So if you want options,
it's pretty crazy when it comes to controllers, because like on Super Smash Brothers, there's 8 different controller versions you can use. So that's nuts. That's too much.
that's confusion. That's why a lot of people are frustrated, because Nintendo are confusing their fan base with all these peripherals, man. That's why a lot of people just they're like, man, I'm done. I can't keep going through this shit. You know. Xbox, PlayStation, their controls, like Zaire said a while ago, they stay the same, but they basically make a little slight changes to it. But everybody's kind of accustomed to it a little bit. They're used to it, and every generation we gotta try to find a way to get comfortable with these new controls with Nintendo. Like, I understand where you're coming from, Zaire. It just, if you're a diehard Nintendo fan, you will go with the flow, because Nintendo say jump, they will say ha. That's just how they are. Me, I give out constructive criticism. Alex give out constructive criticism, but that's why we are far away from the Nintendo community, because Nintendo community only want us around because of how much we talk trash about Nintendo. Nintendo, they don't listen to their.
How about this? I kind of let you guys. I'm listening to all you, and then both of you guys brought up very valid points. But no one, when I bring this up, not when I bring it up, but a lot of people, maybe over. I'm always known to overanalyze things, but I think with Nintendo, their big mistake, and again, where Nintendo's lacking and why they lost the mojo that they once had, because Nintendo doesn't really have a presence online. Right. What I mean by that, even in the YouTube game, even though you have some YouTube YouTube channels or whatever the case, the YouTube community is huge as far as gaming. You understand what I'm saying? People turn into YouTube now before they go to IGN and the GameSpot, and you don't see your favorite YouTubers more or less playing Nintendo games. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Nintendo makes it very difficult.
They don't have a presence whatsoever on. I'm not saying that they don't. That's but you understand what I'm saying. You will see someone playing Destiny or this, that, and the other. You may see them playing Super Mario Brothers, Paper, whatever. The last Mario Brothers just came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were saying that could have been maybe just as big as maybe a Minecraft or something, which was cool. But Nintendo, again, with them being so strict with their policies, I think that kills them more than anything. You got to go through them, and I'm gonna use myself as an example. Okay, I so now look at YouTube more or less as a business. Nxtgen720 is my brand. Before I didn't, and again, I'm not saying I make a lot of money. Just say if I make $2,500 a month, give a $500, take a $500 away, right? It's up to $2,000, and that's shit compared to what, you know, motherfuckers, some people are getting like 30 to 40 or 50 grand a month. This is their business. This is how they take care to feed their family. You understand what I'm saying? And cool. But here you have Nintendo, you know, to live stream their game and just play. That's why I put a lot of gameplay on my game, on my channel, you know, because I had got a bunch of strikes, even though they were taken away, but sometimes they can't be funny with that shit. But you had to go through them to fill out an application, and it was only some of the games that they allowed you to show. Like, you don't see none of the games being played on Twitch, this, that, and the other. And I think they have to tackle that also. You know what I mean? I just don't. Nintendo's from the mind state that if you see someone playing the game, I mean, you're not going to go out and buy it because you played the game. It's not like a movie. They looking at video games. Still, even Sony was doing this shit at one time. They look at video games as being a movie, because if you watch someone get to the end of the boss, then you're not going to want to play. That's not you. You play a video game, so if you get the experience for yourself, it's not the same thing as, like I said, as watching the movie. And Nintendo thinks that way. Even with Sony, with the beginning of the generation, remember when you was live streaming, they would pop a box would come out. You could show certain parts of the game on the live stream and stuff like that. I guess I hadn't heard about it in a while, but maybe Sony has softened their stance on that also. You know what I mean? I don't know, because they just tried to coin Let's Play not too long ago. But yeah. I think that's one of many, but that is maybe that's another thorn on the other side. Like, they don't really have a presence within this gaming community. You know what I mean? As far as their games.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely a big problem with them, because like even like the biggest YouTuber, PewDiePie, said it himself. He's not going to play Nintendo games. They're going to go to the bottom of his stack because Nintendo just simply won't pay him.
Yeah, they want a percentage of his.
Yeah, they want him to join their program, you know, their YouTube program, and then he has to give a cut to them. It's like, why would he do that when he can play any of these other number of games, like hundreds of games he can choose from, and then all of a sudden Nintendo goes to the bottom of the list? That's a big problem.
Okay, well, you look at someone like PewDiePie
YouTube channel.
You know, people say, "Well, you're just in it for the money and you're greedy and this Nintendo's game." No, I went out and bought this game. Look at it like this.
Right? Yeah.
Like, if YouTube, because a lot of people that don't really do YouTube or not really making a decent amount of money or whatever the case, you're looking at it like this. You got a company called Arm & Hammer deodorant, right? Yeah. They're going to pay Google or whatever $1 to advertise their product on your channel for 10, 15 seconds, right? Now, whatever partnership you may be with, I'm with Curse. Curse takes 10%. So you would think, oh, okay, so you're only taking 10%. You get 90 cents of that whole 10 cents. No, you're being greedy. No. What it is automatically Google takes half or sometimes 60%. And then your partnership would take 10% of what's left of that 40 cents. And then you're paying the balance. But what Nintendo wanted to do, they wouldn't have come in after Google takes their half or 60%. They wanted to take their another 40 or whatever percent of whatever of that 40 cent. Your partnership takes the other part, and you're left with this. Now, you just spend hours editing this video. Like, come on, like, you're just bugging. And we're talking about, again, pennies on the dollar. You got people advertising your product for you for free.
Yeah, it's definitely unnecessary. Like,
for free. You know what I mean?
Especially the part where you have to join their specific network and
that's crazy.
And have a list of games you can choose from. That's too much work. Like, not a lot of people want to go through that. Yeah. I don't understand why they're so strict about this. Like, I get they don't really understand the internet, but this is crazy.
They overhead office in Japan. That's what it is. Like, they just don't understand how this world works right now. Because if they get people like PewDiePie, you know, Boogie, all these big YouTubers to advertise their games, it's going to transition.
Yeah,
that's the issue with Nintendo. Like a lot of people don't even want to play games, you know, stream Nintendo games on YouTube because Nintendo gonna
copyright strike them or something.
Copyright strike or whatever.
Not strike.
No, they're gonna claim them, but it's just so stupid. That's been their Achilles heel this whole entire generation is advertising. You know, first of all, they barely even advertise their shit themselves. But when you got YouTubers, everybody that either they likes Nintendo or even the people making like their own version of Ocarina of Time running in Unreal Engine 4. That was a beautiful looking game.
Yes.
And, you know, took it down. They take all these games down, fan-made games down.
Oh, yeah. They take it all down.
They had the passion into spending hours or months or years making these games, and Nintendo just
you know what, bro? The opposite should be done. Nintendo should look at these games and go out and hire these people.
Exactly.
Because they're talking about they just don't want to evolve. Even when take myself, I'm a very small YouTuber, right? Myself, right? Yeah. You know how many damn inbox messages I get on Xbox, or I used to, especially back in the day. Oh, thanks to you, Nxtgen, I went and bought me an Xbox. That's how I met Showstopper. oh man, bro, I was what shit, man. I'm going to give me an X. That's how I met Showstopper. Showstopper was a subscriber of mine. Talking to him on Xbox Live, and you know, Showstopper is down today. But I get it 1,001 times. Should you imagine if a bigger, you know what I mean? And that's the reason, even better. That's the reason why I, you know, myself, Crap, whoever the hell you fill out for, it sends so many codes to these games or whatever the case I mean, for free, because you know it's not that they're losing money, because when you talk about their game or play on, that's free advertisement for them. They don't have to pay millions of dollars to advertise their set product. You know how many damn codes and shit I get sent to all the time? And
yeah,
stuff like
even if
I'm a little busy, I haven't had time to do them, but it's free advertising for them.
Yeah, because
you know
even if 2 people buy the game, they would have made money.
Yes, yes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like that's not even official. It's not even they really is a win-win, because they're just giving you a light, they're just giving you a code. If I log in right now to my on my YouTube account, I go to my messages, I get so many damn products. Yo, I would like you to talk about my camera on channel and this, that, and the other. Like I said, I just don't be having time throughout the day. With just one Chinese company I was talking to today, they had a headset with a camera. And so I said, listen, I got a lot of hair, but I don't think that shit can fit my head, bro. So you find one a little bigger size than me, or make one specially before me, then send it to me. Then fucking China. He said, oh, all right, I forgot you have a lot of hair. Okay, cool. But again, you know what I mean? Free advertisement for them. Yeah. And like I said, again, they just don't, you know, word of mouth is a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and again, but they just don't get it. But anyway, moving on from the Wii U to the NX. I know we done beat the Wii U the fuck up.
Yeah,
the NX. Is this something that you're interested in? Is this something you're gonna go out there and buy day one?
Oh yeah.
Like, you talk to me. Like, where are we at with this?
I'm pretty excited for it, just from like the things.
Why? Tell me why. Explain the excitement to why you're excited.
I'm more excited for it just simply from a Nintendo game standpoint. I don't care if this thing gets multiplats, because I'm not gonna buy it there anyways. So that to me doesn't matter. I'm more excited for Nintendo games because I didn't get enough of them on the Wii U. But now that they've merged their handheld and home console divisions together, that would lead you to believe that they're going to have a faster outpacing of games. So get more games, so less drought. So that's what I'm. So
you don't even care about the NX getting any multiplats at all? Wow.
I give zero shits about that.
Wow.
I have a PC and I have an Xbox. Why do I need multiplats on Nintendo?
Like, am I the only one that feels this way, guy? Okay, well, this is your.
Well, just like I don't want. Nintendo game. I already have achievements, right? So if I'm gonna build my achievements, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna start from scratch on Nintendo for multiplats.
Okay, listen, with that same concept you're saying right there. Yeah. Now, what if Microsoft or Sony were to take their approach? You know what? I'm not gonna get any multiplats because you can get them on PC. You get them on the Sony. It's not for me to get multiplats.
Well, Sony and Microsoft don't have as many first-party IPs as Nintendo. So Nintendo
they wouldn't be able to put out as many games.
Okay, but listen, IPs. Okay, you said IP. Well, listen to this. All right, you're not getting those IPs every month.
Yeah, I understand.
Guess what? You're getting multiplats every month. But even if we're gonna take
that's what I'm saying. Like
business aspect. When multiplats come to a console, whether it's Microsoft, so let's say Microsoft or Sony.
Yeah.
And well, I always look. We're going to break this down in 3 parts. Back in the day, when my hypes and me willing to deal, I used to have a little bullshit store. It was a mom and pop store, which I also sold video games. And I used to get this game. I used to buy the games in bulk from the distributor. So back then, the time, the games were $50. You know, games. I would pay $43 for them in bulk. Sometimes $42, depends. But basically, either stand to make either $7 to $8 per game. You know what I mean? And then you break that down again. Just say at the time, whether either say Microsoft, let's say Sony, whoever may have gotten, just say $11 off the game for a licensing fee, and then they split the else between the company development, this, that, and the other. So we talking about $11 that they don't have to do anything. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have to advertise what they want. You're just talking about $11 that's coming. This game sells 5 million copies. You do 11 times 5 million. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So again, so if Nintendo's making more money, they're able to bring more games. Now, I'm just being honest. Like I said, I'm coming from the day and time where Nintendo had all of the great third-party support. Like some of their best games. Like I'm gonna tell you one here, Ring King. That's one of my favorite games. Ring King, The Karate Kid, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Simpsons, Double Dragon, Russian Attack. Shit, I can go on. Radius, Gyro Mike. I can go on and on and on. What made Tecmo Bowl? What made Ninja Gate? What made by Nintendo? Right. They were made by a third party. You know what I mean? So when I look at like the way that Nintendo is now, their form a shell of their self. I wouldn't mind. Like I said, when I bought the Wii U, because I look at their exclusives, and I'm not because you may like them. They don't really doesn't resonate with me. I don't really care for Mario.
Right.
It's cool.
That is
I
the
don't really
selling
care for
point
the
of
art
it.
style. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying but like you look at a game like Bayonetta too, which that was probably the best looking
That's
game.
the best
to me.
game on the Wii U.
Yeah, but again, I'm not going to go out and spend $350 just to play Bayonetta.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
No,
But,
I understand that. Yeah.
yeah. So again, when you're saying that you don't look at it, maybe for Nintendo doesn't have to have it because you can get it here, but I think even with that same attitude, maybe that's why Nintendo is in the situation that they're in now. Fine, fuck, we don't need it because they over there got it. And we're gonna offer something different, but it's okay to offer something different. But you also have to, compete because you're able to afford to have multiple consoles, right?
Right.
The PlayStation is. Everybody doesn't have that luxury. You know what I mean? Maybe they can only own one console. You understand what I'm saying? So,
right.
And the problem is with Nintendo's work because you can't, if you're a gamer or whatever, you can't just own a Nintendo console and be satisfied.
Right.
So it's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. You understand?
Right. No,
So that's a less sell, a less install base, less incentive for people to do deals with Nintendo as far as exclusively because your install base is small. That shit trickles down to a lot of different things. Even though you may not buy it or whatever the case may be, a person that may hurt the install base. You understand what I'm saying? So you may have a company like Platinum Games that may not want to do another Bayonetta 3 with the Nintendo NX because the install base is not so big. You understand what I'm saying? But that's all that I'm saying. That's just kind of dangerous when we say stuff like that. Maybe you are totally to feel the way that you want to feel. But that I look at it as the cause and effect, like the butterfly effect. That right there, like I said, sometimes, and it's a big public from a lot of fans when I hear from Nintendo fans. Well, I don't need them for that because I get this, that, over the other. But that to me, and again, bro, this is the way that I feel. When I look at that, though, to me, it affects everything else going forward. You understand? My point. Even though you have to agree.
I understand what you're saying. Yes.
You know what I mean? You would. I mean, if you're a Nintendo fan, you know what I mean. If you're a Nintendo fan, I'm like, I would want, my console to have everything. You know what I mean? Like I would be crushed if the Xbox won't stop getting multi-plat. You know what I mean? At the end, like, God damn, you know what I mean? I'll prefer to play them on my Xbox or whatever the case may be. Or I don't know, man. What do you feel about that?
I don't think they're gonna get it. Or go, Bill. I'll go.
Okay, I'm sorry. You said you
can go first. I'll go after.
Okay.
Oh no. But I guess basically what you were saying a while ago about multi-plats. I rather just keep on my Xbox just for the achievements. With Nintendo, it would be nice if they had some kind of achievement system. But with the NX, no, I'm not saying. I'm pretty sure Alex, he ain't saying it too about like they don't need multi-plats. They need multi-plats just in case a lot of these Nintendo gamers, maybe some unfortunate gamers can't afford multiple consoles. I understand that. But in the day, is it a good business decision? Like, if they make all these games for the NX, is it going to sell? I'm skeptical about it. I know Alex, he's excited about it, but I'm still skeptical. But the good part about it, if it's going to be a handheld / console, that means that, like I said a while ago, their handheld sell really well. So if this one
what price, though? A lot of fans, like I said, I talked to a lot of developers. Not a lot. I say I got five. Say five. I talk to them. 4 people that are big time developers, whatever. So, that I talk to personally, have their phone numbers. I talk to them on Skype, different stuff. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'm just a fly on the wall with some of their conversations. You know what I mean? Some of the things that they say, and that's how I found out about these new consoles, months and it's neither here nor there. I'm not going to go into that shit again, but when I should say, I'm going to choose my words carefully here, okay? I don't want to offend anybody. Well, okay, you. All right, now we just left a generation, Alex, right?
Right.
When you said you don't need that for the Wii U and then not getting any games.
Yeah.
Don't you think that same attitude you're having right now when saying you don't need Nintendo for this? So you just left a generation where they would just get on their exclusives and I'm sorry,
okay, so the Wii U didn't start like that, though. The Wii U did have all the third-party games at the beginning. Nobody bought them. So that doesn't help.
Yeah, man. No one No one.
Nobody
Right.
bought them. Like their
No
fan
one
base
bought them.
doesn't buy them, so it doesn't make a difference if they get it or not.
Yes, but yeah, like you know, it would be nice if they put it on the NX. I think it might do well at first, but it depends on if this NX, if it's gonna be another Wii situation, if it's gonna sell like 100 million again, then it's gonna translate to a lot of third-party support. But if it's gonna sell like 40 or 50 million, and I don't know,
Well,
I don't know.
even if it, like, let's say it sells like the Wii, okay, it sells 100 million, and this thing is like a hybrid thing. A lot of these third-party games are still not gonna come over and be the same. They'll be like watered down different versions. So who cares?
All right. Okay.
Look at the Wii situation. Like, even though Call of Duty was watered down, they still sold like 2-3 million.
Right. Yeah. Because their Call of Duty was different because you had the motion control shooting. It was
actually, the motion control was actually cool on the Wii.
Yeah, it was really good.
As far as graphically, yeah, my God.
Oh, yeah, because the Wii's graphics are generally terrible.
Let's check this out, right? So, just guys, look at this. All right. Now, how should I say this? Now, you got, because I hear my man Obi-Wan, shout out to Obi-Wan, he's animated ass. He's always talking about, this thing is going to selling, what's going on? It's going to sell gangbusters, right?
Yeah, we watch him, we know.
Okay, so everyone says that Nintendo handhelds, right? Yeah. Shout out to my man Aussie Gamers. What's going on, bro? People say that Nintendo handhelds selling gangbusters, right?
Right.
I hear that all the time. They're selling gangbusters.
I'm
gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back before then. I remember when the 3DS first came out, and it sold like shit.
Yeah, it was too expensive.
$300. That's a console price.
Yeah, it was console price.
Well, was it 250? Was it 300?
250. I think it was 250.
It was 300.
Whatever, 250.
I don't think it was 300. It was 250.
It was 250. It was 250. It was 250.
Yeah, it went down to 170. Then it started selling.
Oh, come on, that was the Vita. That was 300.
Yeah, Vita was
the 3DS was like 300. It was 250 when it came out.
Yeah, 250.
It was 250 when it came out. Came out in 2010, 11, whatever. It was 250.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't sell well because it was so expensive, right?
Right.
I don't see the Nintendo NX. I don't think this console is gonna be less than $400 if they try to market it as a handheld. You understand what I'm saying? So
well, it's more than just a handheld, though. It would be a home console and a handheld, so it's two devices. So I don't know. Like, I think 400. Personally, I think that's too high. I don't want
unless they make it a separate, console.
I think it's two separate devices that connect together. We don't know yet.
That's what I meant. I don't know, man. My thing is, if you're coming out at $400, my main issue, and I can't get past this, if I don't understand it, you're putting out hardware. If the rumors are true, a device, or whatever the hell you want to call about, that's not on par with shit that came out in 2013, you're putting out in 2017.
Yeah.
Problem. I don't give a fuck whether you get third.
You can pretty much guarantee it won't be as powerful as the Xbox and PlayStation.
And that's what you talking about. We have been conditioned.
Like,
we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned for 3 years of seeing these level type graphics, right? For 3 years, we've been seeing it. 3 years, and you put out something that's not going to look as good as that. And then now we got the PS4. Like, honestly, the Nintendo NX, it's a 9th generation console, should be on par with the PS4 Pro. I'm not even going to take the Scorpio. It should at least be on par with the PlayStation 4 Pro. Right. You know what I mean? It's like they said to be taken
I know what
seriously.
you're saying, but it looks like they're going with a different concept entirely. So
they always go with something. They've been going with something entirely different the last 3 goddamn generations.
Yeah, but that's what they're gonna keep doing, though.
I mean, here's my thing. I gave Nintendo the benefit of that. I remember I argued about with them on BGST. I didn't see Nintendo come out and drop another fucking brick. They can't afford another fucking brick in the box. They can't. The Wii U just fucking bombed. They can't come up with another fucking brick in the box. All gamers are wanting, are asking for, is this whole hybrid shit, which is nothing new. You can do remote play on your Vita, hook your iPad up to your television. That's nothing new.
Yeah.
Okay? Just be clear of that, okay? So people like, a lot of Nintendo extreme act like Nintendo was trying something new, like they're reinventing the wheel. The fucking Detective Shield's been out there forever. So, okay, it's nothing new. Okay, now again, them combining the handheld market with the console division with the hand, because Nintendo said themselves. That's what I understand. That's what I'm talking about. They're just too fucking far behind the curve. Now, Nintendo is the grandfather of gaming. They should be leading the industry when it comes to fucking gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not be super fucking far. They said they didn't know that it took that long to make games with HD graphics. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about, But they get, I don't know, like Nintendo fans or whoever, they don't pay attention to shit like that. You know what I mean? So by them combining the handheld division with the handheld, so everyone's sitting, they're just making one, which would be probably smart for them. everybody's just making one game that's going to run as a device.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
smart.
So maybe they can get the games out there a little better. Okay,
Absolutely.
I give you that. All right, but just going forward, I mean, again, they're putting out something, a device. Now people say, well, no, this graphics, it's all about the bullshit. If it wasn't about the graphics, you know, playing with your shit with an HDMI cord, why are you playing on a high definition television? Like, come on, man. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? Like, people like to choose and play like their graphics and shit and all that game, but it's bullshit. I don't know why a game can't be beautiful and, you know, I guess if the gameplay is what you into, but I just don't, man. I'm just very optimistic, man. You know, and you know, just
right, but like their games, even though they're not same graphic fidelity as something like on Xbox or PlayStation, their games visually still look very good, and they also play well. They generally have better frame rates than a lot of games on Xbox. And PlayStation.
I mean, they're the same. They're not pushing anything.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, their games, when you look at it, it actually looks good. Obviously, it's not the same graphic level as something on the Xbox, but they're
kind of like Mario Kart. Like, it's like a Pixar game. Like
exactly, like stuff like that. And same thing with like on PlayStation, they had Ratchet and Clank. That looks really good too.
I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a graphics or that game. It's just the art style, and people like say, well, at least their game. I mean, I hear this all the time. At least their games work. This, that, and the other. Don't listen because Nintendo's not stepping out of the box. They're just doing the same. Their fucking characters don't even fucking talk. There's no fucking dialogue in their game.
I don't think that's gonna ever happen. Well, actually, that's still a voice.
Xenoblade has
that. Doing? Like nobody get. I don't want to fucking read text on the fucking screen. Yeah. I'm blind in my right eye. I guess a grandmother got some breast milk in my eye.
I know that you mentioned a while ago, Zaire, about if they're gonna have a game like evolve it. Like I know you said like have a Zelda type game like a Witcher.
Yeah,
I'm fond of the way Zelda is, but if they're gonna evolve a game, I think they should evolve Metroid. That game should be at least a rated mature game. I like
just saying whatever. Bro, I'm just saying you say you guys say they got all these IPs and stuff. It's okay, but listen, Nintendo. The main issue I have with Nintendo. They think that they're well, I don't know, some of them are, but once this 7 and 10-year-old fucking kiddie experience, I don't suffer from nostalgia. You know what I mean? I don't. It's the same art style, the platform. They need to change, even though this is the thing. Their games do sell well. You take a game like Mario Kart, I mean, 5-6 million copies, it sell well, but it didn't translate into the console sales. You know what I mean? It's consistent. Like I told people, I bullshit. I told motherfuckers. In 2013, when it was known shines that the Wii was struggling for selling consoles or whatever, and like places in like the UK were stopped taking, it was slowing up the stock and bought the goddamn console was taking it from the shelf space. And people said, wait till Smash comes out, wait till Mario this comes out because Smash sold 10 million copies on the Wii. I said, you had Smash, you had all those games with the goddamn GameCube, and it still came in last place. That's not going to do it. You know what I mean? That's not going to do it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, man, but I don't, like I said, we all got to wait and see. And I don't want to seem like
I'm pretty sure they are done trying to be in first place. I know that sounds like a stupid thing, but I'm pretty sure they're absolutely content with being in last place.
No, they maybe trying to be, but just gimmick shit. I mean, listen, I don't
because they have no interest in competing with Sony and Microsoft. Every time they talk about it, they just want to do their own thing. As long as they're making money, they seem to be okay with it.
You listen to Iwata, what did he say? That Nintendo does horribly at competing.
He said it himself. They cannot compete against Sony and Microsoft.
They just don't. They're just too fucking stuck in their ways. And listen, I'm gonna tell you, like I said, to me, gaming was at its best in the 6th generation when we had the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox One all out there duking it out in the big stage, lobbying for our dollars. You know what I mean? And all I'm basically saying for Nintendo, we can go to another platform. Is that it's okay if you want to do that gimmicky flute shit in the corner. It's fine, but you have a lot of other gamers. There's not into that shit there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a much bigger market than motherfuckers are not into that than are into it. You know what I mean? Like I said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. You know, which is cool. And, you know.
Yeah, it's very clear more people would rather have a standard controller. That's all.
Standard controllers. They think that their console powerful enough for these third parties to get aboard, but otherwise, we use situation.
Yeah, that's all. You know, that's all. You know, if you just listen, if you look, even with this generation, it's been this whole generation been about power, frames per second, and resolution. And that you guys are launching your next generation console first, they should be here and see what's going on and what their consumer really wants and what we're asking for. Even though you guys, you know, some people say, "Oh, the NX is going to be different." No one asked for that shit. I guarantee you, Nintendo would announce the goddamn. Because before we knew what it was, people would say Nintendo's going to bring it. It's going to be more powerful than. we heard about, listen, these same channels are saying that they found what the spec and next now were the same ones talking about power. Oh, it's going to be an Unreal Engine 4. So let you know it's going to be a capable console. It's going to have third-party support. But now they backtrack. Listen, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. But sometimes, like, people think I'm a Microsoft fan. I don't have a problem calling anyone out for their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a consumer first, fanboy second. Right? So, again, I guarantee you if Nintendo would announce the console with a 10 teraflop fucking performance, the whole fucking world been going crazy. Oh, Nintendo's about to crash! Ah! Now, you get this fucking firecracker again, this fucking dud for us, for power. Oh, so it's about the experience. Like, come on, which one is it now? You know what I mean? Like, no one asked for this shit here. That's all. Just make a capable console. You can still, I'm not trying, and I do hear this a lot. Well, we don't want that because I can get this on the PlayStation or the Xbox. And I say this again, it's exclusives. They give a console its identity. You know what I mean? You can still do your flute shit, but still offer the other things. You know what I mean? There's a bigger demographic out there that wants the other than this was in the corner. That's all that I'm fucking saying. You know what I mean? But
right.
Moving forward, going into the PS4 Pro. All right, we done closing that one fucking Nintendo. Bam. All right. The PS4 Pro. I haven't talking to you guys. I haven't spoken to you guys in 2-3 months.
Yep.
Are you guys excited? Did you like what you see? Talk to me. What's going on? You're not getting it? What's going on?
The only thing positive about the PS4 Pro is the pricing. That's not bad, for all that power. But, besides that, like, it's the same thing. They actually is going to be less features since they took out the optical port. So
no, the Pro has the optical. That's
on the Slim.
The Pro has the optical.
The Pro will have optical. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that, but it's okay, but it's just not offering as much as I thought it was going to offer.
Yeah, it's kind of underwhelming.
Xbox One's S and the soon to be Xbox Scorpio. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a beast of a console.
Okay.
But what pissed me off about this whole entire situation, I was planning on getting it day one, but when they talking about they going to lock the frame rates online with the standard PS4 user, I was like, fuck. So what's the point of overclocking the CPU if we can't freaking play online with the maximized potential of frame rates? It's going to be locked. Like, what the hell?
I think it's going to be the same way.
That's why people
I'm pretty sure the Scorpio is going to do the same thing
also.
Yeah,
which you're absolutely right. I don't think that they should be because on PC, people have faster GPUs and faster CPUs. They play together just fine. You're absolutely right.
It's not fair to the people who are buying your premium console. Like, they're paying more money and you're hindering their experience.
a better performance.
Exactly.
I get you with that. I think Microsoft may be doing the same thing.
Microsoft is probably doing the same thing.
Yeah, I wish they shouldn't, but okay. Yeah. But so what I'm trying to get to what you're saying, Real Gamer. You're saying that it wasn't what you were expected. Like, what did seal the deal for you? Like, what?
It's kind of like, you buy premium console, premium experience. It's kind of like you go to a gas station, you buy premium fuel, but you get the regular unleaded, fuel in your tank, even though you pay for the premium. That's what I don't understand with this PS4 Pro. Same thing with Scorpio. I really hope it's not gonna be that way, but it will. But I know everybody's been crying about graphics this whole entire generation, 1080p this, 1080p that. But my main issue is frame rates. We've been struggling with 60 frames all freaking generation, especially on
you can barely get 30.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the point of jumping from 1080 to 4K? Why not take baby steps, do 1080 60 or 1440 60 or 2K 60? Like, we can't get 60 frames, then fuck a 4K. I want a better experience. I want to be able to play my games. Not have that Fallout 4 situation having 10 frames per second. What the hell is
less
this?
Than 10?
I enjoy my games if it runs like that. I don't care how beautiful the game looks. If it runs like shit, then it's just there. It's just there, just to be there. Like, they go and buy these games because it looks so good. Just look at Order 1886. The game looks beautifully, but you look at the goddamn game the whole time. You don't freaking enjoy the goddamn game. Okay. I'm gameplay first, graphics second. That's just how I feel about it.
Okay, all right. So here's a better question to ask you, and you get tell me what you're saying. I hope I'm not botting. Am I botting for you guys?
No, not really.
Okay.
No.
So let me ask you a question. So, Real Gamer, do you have a PS4?
Yeah, I got all the consoles. Wii U, Xbox.
Okay, all right, so you have a PS4. So I take it that you're not upgrading. You're gonna keep what you have.
Depends. If I can sell my PS4 for about $300 now, I might.
$300. Damn, god damn.
I'm get a new one for that
Jesus,
price.
right.
I'm gonna suck at somebody.
Listen, I listen. I just took mine to GameStop when they announced it. Before they were. I didn't take it to Game. I took it to Best Buy. But when they were giving $200 out for the PS4.
Yeah.
So I gotta add was $200. I don't even have a PS4 now. Right now, it's like bad sale. But like I said, you can trade it in and you can get that. So, but you didn't like the way Horizon Zero Dawn those graphics.
Oh, that's a beautiful looking game, man. I'm not knocking anything on. So that's a beautiful looking game.
Okay.
But, I like I said, hopefully the game runs really good. No, it ran pretty good when they showcased it. But it could be different whenever it comes out. Everything we always get surprised.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you have a 4K TV?
No, not yet. I got 10.
So, all right. So, all right. Okay. So, all right. Okay. All right. So they admit you wasn't that thrilled with what they saw.
No, I was very thrilled.
Oh, you were thrilled.
No, I was thrilled, but I do play online a lot. I do play multiplayer. I want my 60 frames, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't even plan online 30 frames per second just for the standard PS4 owners or the standard Xbox One owners, so we can all have the same experience. Like, I pay for premium. I want the premium product. That's just how I feel. That's what I want. It's just not fair. It's not fair. That's why PC gamers are laughing at us, because they like, hey, we got more freedom on this side. You could choose to play at 30 frames, 60, 120. You can do what the hell you want to do. I'm not saying that I'm going to be a PC gamer. I'm thinking about it, but I'm going to always be a console gamer. But it's kind of frustrating right now. But graphics is good, but I'm gameplay first, then graphics.
All right. My man, it was active. Yep. I'm going to call you Alex. Is it active? It's
ActivesiN.
Oh, ActivesiN. All right, my nigga. We just had the PlayStation 4 event.
Mm-hmm.
Did it knock you off your feet? Were you doubled over with tears and joy? Like, did you like it, or you getting it? Talk to me. First of all, do you have a PS4? Do you have a PS4?
I had a PS4. I bought one. I had it for like 2 months and got rid of it because I ran out of exclusives to play on it.
Okay.
So I sold it in hopes that the Pro would be better. But then the event came and I was kind of like underwhelmed. I'm not really a big fan of this upscaled 4K, and it's like 30 frames, and it doesn't seem to do all that much more than a standard PS4. I was expecting more, to be honest.
Okay.
And then they showed like Tomb Raider. You can have like it on a 1080p mode, but it still doesn't reach 60 FPS. And I'm just like,
40 frames.
It's like 40 frames or something. It's like, what is, like, I can get almost the same experience on a standard PS4. So to me, it's like, there's not a huge reason to upgrade, and I don't really care about upscaled 4K. Like, to me, if it looks a little better, that's cool, but if it's running the same, then I don't care. Like, it's meaningless to me.
Okay. All right. Now, all right. How should I say? You know what? I think I know. I do feel you with the fact that, about the frames. Like, I know a lot of I guess for the console, or the fanboys, the ponies, whatever it said, when Microsoft somebody was doing. Well, here's the thing: there's no way the PS4, the Scorpio can do 4K 60, 4K 30, not 4K 1080p 60 over 4K 30 any day. And now here there's their console; they can't even do 1080p a lock 60 frames a second. So with that, I do think they maybe dropped the ball. But I'm gonna take
that's a huge problem. But that's because they didn't upgrade the CPU. That was a big mistake on their part.
And they should have used more RAM.
Yeah.
More RAM, you know what I mean? But again, like I said, it's basically some of the same bottlenecks that you had with the standard PS4 of having a beautiful, not beautiful, a strong GPU, but still the same anemic CPU. Right. I wish that Sony would have took this later option. Maybe so we also do.
I think they would have been better off pushing it back till next year alongside Scorpio and just make a.
No, even though they this year, they should have put out a CPU.
Yeah, or even just that.
Yeah, that's all they had to do. I'm fine with it coming out this year. I'm not saying that games are not going to look beautiful on the PS4 Pro, but I wish they would have gimped out. That's my only gripe. Again, is that they gimped out with the CPU and the RAM. Because now, and I'm not saying one about the frames per second. As long as my shit ain't crawling across the screen. Here's the thing: I am picky with certain shit. Some shit just doesn't bother me. Like, I was just talking to my uncle today, and he was talking about 4K TVs, this, that, and the other. And I don't always buy a fucking TV every fucking year. But he was basically going back and forth me about what should he get because Best right now, Best Buy has the 55 LG, whatever number it is. It's for $700. 600. It was $600. 55-inch, 4K, HDR, 10 in HDR Pro.
Oh wow.
And just yada yada yada. And I was because I got because they had a bundle. I got the bundle my damn self. And I gave the television downstairs to my daughter. She has it. I took her other TV out the room and gave it to my grandmother, put it in her room. But make a long story short, to me the TV looks great. You know what I mean? But I'm not one of the ones that looks at every corny nook and granny. Like, it's not that big. As long as it looks better than what I had before, I'm fine with that. And I basically told her it looks better than what she had before. Yada 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 yada. Okay, so I just want to start off by saying that. Okay. But I know Sony, with the price of $400, they're not really trying to sell this console at a loss, I see. You know what I mean? Right. And I guess they do have a lot of hardware that's coming out this holiday season. But also it comes to the point, but this whole generation, we can't not recognize the elephant in the room. This whole generation been about resolution, ladies and gentlemen, and frames per second, okay?
Right.
Sony has, even it's not even so much about waiting next year, and put it out with the Scorpio. Microsoft is using the newer technology, using Vega, and they're going to be using Zen. Okay, so it is what it is. And if you listen to what Phil said we could do what Sony was doing and put out whatever. They could have put it in a beefier console edition and did the same thing. Sony maybe it could have been a bit more powerful, but they said they wanted to truly, make it up. They wanted, make because with the Zen, with the Vega, that's the CPU. That this AMD is affordable for them to do 4K game, make it very affordable for the masses. You know what I mean? They got the $400 card, and you got it's very affordable. You know what I mean? So it's cheaper tech. So it's cost-wise, it was cheaper for Microsoft to go with this technology that was coming out in 2017 than trying to do, because they could have put a 6 teraflop console out right now. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? But but there's other things that they were going to be cheaper and efficient. Basically, they use everything that's in the box more efficiently. You know what I mean? Cool. Now, I just wish, because you remember the reports that were coming out that Sony was either going to go with $400 or $500. They wouldn't use a beefier CPU. I wish they would have used the beefier CPU, because if you look at Digital Foundry, they have the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah,
it runs better on the standard PS4 than it does on your more powerful console.
Makes no sense.
Now listen, imagine it had been Microsoft. They bring out the Scorpio, and you got a game, Halo 5, whatever, runs better, or whatever exclusives of the time, runs better on the Xbox One S or Xbox One than it does on your new, more expensive console. Like that. I just imagine that had been Microsoft right now. Oh shit, have been all across the web. Exposed cable box. You know what I mean? And like, Jesus, I don't, like I said, in the day, maybe them trying to be cheap and this thing. I wish they would have been, put more RAM in the beefier CPU in this goddamn console.
Right.
This is really going to fucking kick them in the ass. The $400 is cool, you know what I mean? And
it's a good price, but at the same time, it's just not a huge improvement.
It's not. And had they, again, put a beefier, because you can have your CPU feeds your GPU, okay? And you got all this in there. And I'm not saying that the 4.2 teraflops is not because if you think games look good on your standard PS4 the way they are, they're going to look much better on with the Pro. It is what it is. But they're not going to most perform better because of that same CPU. Like, I don't care, they could have went with Puma instead of that Jaguar. Like, god damn. That's a very shitty CPU, man.
I think it's going to sell well, the PS4 Pro. It's going to sell well, and it's going to.
Of course, it will.
I don't know if I'm going to be happy or sad about that. It's good that it's going to sell well. Of course, the pony's going to buy it, but
a lot of people are going to buy it. Sony has very good marketing.
Like, people, whenever Sony starts seeing how this is flocking out shells, they could be like, okay, these gamers, that's all they want. They want graphics. They don't want better frame rate.
That's the part that annoys me.
That's what I don't want to see. And same thing with Scorpio.
Well, this whole generation has been like that. Nobody, like, most people only talk about graphics, so that's what the devs focus on. That's why the games run like shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's sad. But if you're a PC gamer, which you are a PC gamer, you have options in whatever frame rate you want.
That's why I've been playing a lot more PC this gen than I normally would. I've been getting more into this gen.
You know what? Again, I'm gonna say this. Like I was just telling Real Gamer, like I said, I have a rig capable rig right here next to me that I don't use. It's just sitting here, and like I said, I'm gonna start at least doing my videos on when to buy me a 4K cam and stuff, and start doing and another mic and step my game up. Okay, what I'm saying here. But this with the PC thing, this is my own thing. When I bought my first rig, I remember I was so excited, and the reason why I was just telling him why I got my first rig was because at the time I was hanging with them weirdo ass niggas in the YouTube community, and all those guys played on PC. You know what I mean? I remember somebody, I think it was either Hard 8 or Bond, somebody had a video of Max Payne. Oh, what the fuck was that? Whoa, what was that? What was you fucking? That shit look much better than my 360 version. Yeah, you play on PC. Now, automatically, I thought about PC mouse and keyboard, and I didn't know that you can use.
I play with my Xbox controller.
Yeah, I didn't know that you can do that. So, lucky you can. What you can do is like I did, hook my rig up to my TV, put this shit in big picture.
That's how I play too. I just plug it.
Okay, and I use my controller. You know what I mean? Now, what I'm saying with this, but as far as what turned me off, like before, like I said, before my rig came, we had all these summer deals and summer sales and whatever it was, whatever deal was at the time. You know what I mean? And I'm saying, ladies, if you're listening, do not ever shop with iBuyPower. Horrible customer service. So I bought all these goddamn games from Steam. I bought a whole bunch of games for like $200, shitload of games. All right, that's one thing that attracted about PC. You can dumpster dive, you get games $7, $8, and which are pretty good. Sometimes Microsoft or Sony do have their little deals. You can get digital games, but still not as maybe as good as Steam. But again, we're not going to talk about optimization and buggy shit. But that's another story in entirety. I'll come to that in a minute. So I bought all these goddamn games, right? And I remember the first game that I boot up to go play because I seen someone playing Dirt 3. I forgot who was playing Dirt. There was somebody within the community, and this shit looked beautiful. And I don't even like Dirt 3. I just bought that bitch. I want to see how I look on my fucking Titan. I know it's gonna look crazy on this shit, right?
Yeah.
And the shit, I kept getting the fucking blue screen. Boop, 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 boop. I'm like, what the fuck, like, huh? And it's not like the shit didn't work. So I'm like, God damn. How do you get in contact with Steam? Like, there's no customer service. It took me like a couple of days. Right, I had to go Google this shit and I had to go patch a file from this site here to bring it. I don't want to deal with that shit there, man. Like, I just want to sit on my ass, plug and play. Like I said,
they actually fixed a lot of that, though. I don't know, like, when was that a couple of years ago you were doing that?
Well, no, you can still get it. I mean, it depends. Here's the problem when it comes down to, it's not so much, PBN is such an open platform, and developers don't know because you have an unimaginable amount of combinations. You may have 2 Titans. You may have 1 Titan. You may have 16 gas. You may have 32 gas. There's 1,001 different iterations you could be having on your rig. But the only thing is, it's guaranteed to work the lowest specs recommended to run this set game. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And believe it or not, those lowest set may run better than all of them. You know what I mean? Because they know they're going to target that. So we got to at least get that thing running. But again, and like I said today, like I said, I had to go patch the game. Wasn't that hard to do, but it was just like, you know what I mean, just coming from where I'm coming from. Imagine you go to boot up a game with your PlayStation, your Xbox, hit Microsoft, boom, refund not working. I don't know about with Sony, or take the bitch at the store, whatever. There's none of that shit on Steam. You know what I mean? Then again, like I said, for optimization, that, even though, I take Batman with that. That's a big thing right there. Batman, Arkham, whatever the one that came out.
Arkham Knight. Yeah.
Arkham, we had the showdown between the Xbox One and the PS4. The game looked beautiful. So I remember these games gonna look crazy on my PC. This shit ran like shit, didn't work. You know what I mean? I just don't want to deal with that shit there anymore. And plus, I like talking to my friends. I like the community. And when I do play a shooter, even though I got the reflexes of a 95-year-old man, I'm already at a disadvantage because I don't use a mouse and keyboard.
No, that's fair. Like, if you like to play with your controller, you're obviously going to get bodied.
Yeah, and then you could use a controller on these games, but a lot of these games
get destroyed. Yeah,
a lot of these games are not even optimized for a controller. They're not. I
really haven't run into that issue, but
I'll give you one game. What game was this? What's that free game? It's on Xbox One. They're like ninjas. They run around. It's a free-to-play game with swords and shit. Oh my god! Oh shit, nigga. It's a free-to-play game, but I know with Bond, we used to play this shit all the time. You run around and you swipe and cheap up. But anyway, this is back in 2012. I had my 360 controller. Like, this shit was handled like shit. I'm like, oh man, hell no. I mean, they may have patched this. What's the name of this?
I guess we have had very different experiences.
Yeah, I mean, I just did.
Very positive.
I like the mod support. You can do that stuff. You can't take those mods online. Like, you want to play online. Like 2K's again. Like, it looks nice. It looks beautiful. But another thing with the PC, you gotta wait, Philip. But you don't know if you're getting it day one. But for as consoles, I'm knowing I'm gonna get Grand Theft Auto 6 day one. If that's what you're into, you know what I mean?
Grand Theft Auto is great. Yeah.
Yeah, or Red Dead Redemption. I know I'm going to get that shit day one. But it's like it's not just guaranteed on PC. I just like the I don't know, man.
Yeah, the consoles obviously have advantages. Like the developers focus on consoles, but that's where most of the money.
So that's where they get most of their sales is console gamers.
Yes. Yeah, console gamers spend more money on the games itself. But like I don't know, PC gaming for me has been pretty positive, and Steam has implemented their 2-hour refund policy. So if you do buy a game and it turns out you don't like it, it's bad or whatever, it doesn't work, you can just refund it within 2 hours.
Hello?
So that's pretty good. Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm sorry, I can hear you. I don't know if they can hear you. You went out.
Oh, you couldn't hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying, like, Steam has a refund policy now. I don't know if they had it when you had yours, but, like, you buy a game and let's say it gives you that blue screen, for instance, you can actually refund the game within 2 hours.
My thing is, does Steam have a customer service number?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I'm listening. You got the floor, bro. All right, but like I said, but that was just my thing. You know, man, I'm not knocking those that like the game on PC. I just like, to play.
It's pretty good now, especially for like Microsoft titles, because obviously a lot of them come to the Windows 10 store, and I can still play it with like for you, for example, if you have it on Xbox, we can still actually play together. So that's pretty cool. I like that they're doing the play everywhere thing. So I can still get Microsoft. I still have my Xbox. I upgraded to the Xbox One S, even though I didn't really need it. I could have just kept the normal Xbox, but I just got it anyways for whatever. But I don't know, like I just like
so having Xbox One S. Now, do you do the majority of your gaming on your multi-plats? Do you get them on the Xbox One or do you get them on the PC?
It depends. If it's multi-plats, then sometimes I have to go to Xbox because a lot of my friends have an Xbox, right? Yeah, so if it's like a more single-player game, then I'll just get it on the computer.
Oh, okay. All right.
That War coming out next week. Man, I'm excited, man.
Gears of War is coming out in October. 11th. That's going to be great.
It's coming out next week or 2 weeks from now.
No, that's 2 weeks.
What about Mafia? What comes out? Does something come out Tuesday?
Fourth.
Is it?
The Tuesday came out.
Forza's already out.
What comes out next Tuesday? What comes out next Tuesday?
No, I thought Gears was coming out next Tuesday. I guess that's 2 more weeks.
When's October 7th? October 7th is when?
That's
next Tuesday, right?
Next Tuesday. Next Friday is October 7th.
Next Friday. Something's coming out next week. I don't know what it is. Could be Titanfall or something's coming out. I don't know. Because October is a hell of a month.
Yeah, because there's something in the early October that's coming out.
A lot of shit's coming out next month.
Yeah, October's crazy. But I'm more interested in just Gears of War.
I wish they spread these games out. Could be some dry months.
Are you getting Gears of War? Are you getting that on PC or are you getting?
I get it on both, obviously, because you get the code for both, right?
Oh, okay. All right.
It gets tied to your Microsoft account, so I get to play it on both, so that's good.
Okay. Real gamer. So are you getting Gears of War?
Oh hell yeah, man! I love Gears. That's a great franchise, man.
All right.
I'm playing Judgment. I know a lot of people shit on it, but I'm actually enjoying it. I played it for the first time the other day. I'm actually liking it, but it's not as good as the series 1 through 3. But I'm enjoying it. But I just love the series, man. I hope they keep it going, man. It's a good series. I hate, man, on the third one. I hate when they killed off Dom, man. That was tragic.
Yeah.
That was sad.
Yeah.
Are you guys getting the regular edition?
Yeah, I'm getting the regular edition.
Regular edition. Oh.
Yeah, I don't really care about the extra stuff that comes in that DLC pack. It's not too much stuff. Not worth another $50.
All right. So, okay. Well, here's ActivesiN and Real Gamer. So, are you guys getting the NX day one?
Yeah, next. Yeah, most likely. Because the Wii U's already dead. I have no more Nintendo games.
because I love Zelda, man. I can play it on my Wii U considering I got my Wii. It is going on the Wii U, but.
Yeah, I don't want to play it on the Wii U. The Wii U
tell me right now, you got $400. Man, you got $400. You guys got $400. Your last $400. You already got your Xbox, whatever, baby. You already got that. You got $400. And you guys, would you rather get the PS4 Pro or the Nintendo NX?
I'll get the NX.
NX. Because
hey, somebody cut these motherfucking mics off. Jesus Christ.
Well, look,
I've not been listening to me.
The PS4 and the Xbox One, they share just about the same amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. The Xbox gets majority.
I can't get right back to that shit, didn't they?
Well, yeah, like if you want, why would I get a PlayStation instead of the Nintendo when my Xbox has most of the games already?
Where's exclusives at? Like we had no exclusives.
Yeah, like the only reason I bought the PS4 was for their exclusives, and then I ran out of them.
God of War. You got which looks
Yeah,
amazing.
but God of War's gonna be like 2018
Coming out like in
though.
3 years. That's not
It's
even
gonna be like in 10
I'm
years.
just saying, you would rather play that Zelda game than that fucking new Spider-Man game?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, I've always been I
In a heartbeat.
love
You guys
Zelda.
would rather play Mario than that new God of War and the new Horizon Zero Dawn?
No, I play both. I don't know how to choose one over the other. I just love video games, man. I love all
No, but now you got $400.
I always been a
Yeah,
Zelda.
but you gotta look at it this way. 1 second, real. You gotta look at it this way. If you get the PlayStation for what, God of War and Horizon, that's 2 games.
Horizon
The
Zero
NX
Dawn.
will have a whole slew of Nintendo games, which is what I want. So
I hope
obviously,
so.
I'm gonna get the Nintendo console.
Okay, so here's the thing. So you guys don't care about the graphics. You don't care about the online. You don't care about the achievements. You don't care about none of that. You don't care about the voice chat. None of that shit.
No, but if I'm gonna get a multi-plat, I'm gonna get it on Xbox.
No, I'm not talking about.
regardless.
I'm just talking about what the exclusives. I'm just talking about.
Yeah, I
features,
like the
period.
Nintendo exclusives though.
I'm just talking about this
There's
overall.
not a lot of exclusives this generation, man. That's
Yeah, no,
why
I would take Nintendo exclusives over
I get
Sony
the Pro,
exclusives any day.
for Pro, I just get just because of graphics. I can still play Horizon and Spider-Man, God of War on my standard PS4.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah.
I said if you didn't have a PS4.
Oh, if I didn't have a PS4,
Yeah. I'm not talking about
I would still get the NX.
If you didn't have a
It depends.
PS4
Like,
at all.
if I hadn't played none of those exclusives, that's kind of a toss-up because I hadn't owned a PlayStation since the PS1. I just finally got into PlayStation again a few months ago. I done already played God of War 3. I done already played The Last of Us.
That shit was sick, man.
I pretty much got caught up on.
Yeah, Last of Us is very good.
So what's the point of me buying another PS4 just for graphics and there's no exclusives coming out until I don't know when? We got that.
We do have January or February. You got Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is coming out.
Yeah, but that's one game. Like, who cares?
It's
You
one.
guys, yeah, man. You guys, bro, y'all betting on that pony again. Now listen, what I'm just saying here. I'm going to say this, all right? Both of you guys have conceded that the Wii U. We can close the show with this. Both of you guys have both said that the Wii U bonus was a failure, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You don't have to be crazy enough to think that.
Now, listen, like I said, if history repeats itself, the stars are in line, that everything leads to look like it's pointing to the next being the same way. The reason why I say that, gimmick, underpowered, Nintendo refusing to get with the times.
Okay.
With all that leading up to the 9th generation, right? All right. And this is a 9th. This is a 9th generation console.
Yeah.
And it's not on par powerful wise or whatever. You may not care about it. Even as far as it coming out of gameplay, it's still not, as powerful as what you have right now in the 8th generation.
Okay.
I'm not even talking about the mid-gen upgrades.
Yeah, the standard ones. Yeah.
That with all that riding against you, would still take your last $400 and get that shit to Nintendo.
And I already have my Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In this scenario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then of course I would.
I'm gonna be honest. Like,
you don't have a PlayStation, you just have an Xbox. And but with the stars being aligned, everything I just named, and with the NX, you don't, underpowered. Another gimmick.
Again, like,
developers may not make games for it because it may be called, because it's not x86. Is they losing money for bringing the business, or whatever the goddamn case may be.
Right.
Basically, it's going into the next year with the same problems that plagued the Wii U. Looks like the NX has it all over with the same shit going to the next. If you listen, even though they're two different consoles, what I'm saying is that the Wii U was underpowered.
Yeah.
So far left. Understand cartridges, whatever the goddamn. Motherfucker is a leopard. Goddamn, it's a leopard.
Okay.
And you will still take your last $400 and get that shit to Nintendo.
Yeah.
With that being said, goddamn, hey man, it is what
honestly,
it is.
man. with me, if it's $400, that's kind of, I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
Well,
like,
that price point, I don't know about that, but we'll see.
On the route with $400, especially if your competition.
I think it'll be probably under 300. They already said they want it to be cheaper. They said they want it to be cheaper than the Wii U. So I don't think it's gonna be $400.
They wanted to get at launch. Listen,
they said they wanted to launch less than the Wii U.
Okay, listen here. Listen. If
I don't think
the rumors are correct, you got 3 pieces of hardware that's going into this console. You got the base modular, the disconnect there, and the goddamn screen touch. You got 3 pieces of hardware that they're producing, and you think that's going to be under $300?
I don't know. That's what they said.
No, I'm just saying.
It depends on the software. If they can get enough Nintendo games come out that first year, then maybe. But if they only get like 1 game per every 3 months, then hell no.
Well, Nintendo was
on my Wii U. I just bet on my Wii U.
Let's look on their track record of them producing games or whatever. They've been notoriously slow. How many times Zelda has been pushed back? But I said it to say this. You got 3 pieces of hardware that they manufacture, and once again, you know, if it is $300-$400, whatever, they didn't sacrifice their specs of their consoles for another gadget or gimmick that no one was asking for, no one was looking for. Okay, that's nothing. That's something totally different. But again, I just think it's not practical to expect this thing to be under $350, and you think it's supposed to be a capable console, and you know, with all the pieces of hardware going into this bundle to give to you, that doesn't even make sense. Like, you know what I mean? It's just being real. If the Wii U, if people say it was so expensive because of the goddamn tablet controller, this here's another goddamn tablet controller, and all should go along with it. So I don't know, man. I'm just breaking it. Listen, you understand my fears and stuff?
No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
But you guys are bold, man. I'm an Xbox dude. I'm throwing through. Man, shit me, man. I give Microsoft shit. Now I don't have a problem with the Kinect. I'm not into motion gaming.
Yeah.
No, Microsoft again, they fucking forced the peripheral on the people that no one wanted. You know what I mean? And didn't have any software to justify the price.
Right.
You know what I mean? They had Just Dance, and people didn't want the, you know, Microsoft saying that they got big headed and listen to what they should have fucking took to give people the option. You know what I mean? And Microsoft took the goddamn Kinect at the box, put the Xbox One out at their $400, the same as their goddamn competitor. We may be having a totally different conversation. You know?
Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah.
Going forward, you know what I mean? So again, it comes when you again sacrifice the specs of your console to include a peripheral that no one wants. That's one strike against you. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, sacrifice the specs of your console. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I don't know. Like, I think having a handheld that you can plug into your home will be very compelling to a lot of people that have 3DSs, though. Because they can take their games that they take on the go and then plug it at home.
Okay, that's the difference. 3DS can go in your pocket, right? But you don't agree with that?
Yeah.
This shit ain't going in your pocket.
That's what I think is going to be the selling point, because they know their handhelds is what's high. So
how big are their handhelds?
They might have some special. That's
how big are their handhelds?
The XL is fairly large, actually. I don't know the exact
6
size,
inches.
though. No, it's not 6 inches.
No. To get the grow, you're gonna have this big ass docking station. Like, you're gonna be walking with a Beats by Radio size thing with your console plugged into it. This, I mean, is this motherfucker like? Come on, that's a lot of shit to be lugging around.
Well, no, you would just take the handheld portion.
Well, it's supposed to be console graphics on the go. Yeah. But even at 6 inches, we ain't putting that bitch in your pocket. I got the iPhone, right? You know what I mean? It's the 6X, that's whatever the hell.
Yeah.
This motherfucker big putting in my pocket. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sound like Debbie Downer here. This thing to me got doom and gloom.
It's just like right now we're going by a bunch of speculations and rumors and everything. But as far as me spending $400 day one on the NX, like I want to know what games is coming out. I want Nintendo to come out and tell us what the fuck this system is. I want them to tell us what kind of games.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to spend
money on something I don't know nothing about. So
my thing is, at track record, how the hell could you choose them over Sony? God damn.
Again, because 80% of the lineup's already on a console that I already have.
Well, all right. Well, I'm just saying.
No, I play on the Xbox, but as far as
I take away the multiplayer, but you can't get. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. You obviously can't get Sony games. You're going to get more Nintendo exclusives than you would Sony exclusives.
You get the free games every month from PS Plus, and there's a whole bunch of other shit, man. I'm not even a PlayStation dude.
Their free game sucks, dude. Not compared to Xbox.
But next month they get.
October is good. They get Transformers.
They got Resident Evil, and they got
Microsoft push them to do it because they're
Transformers.
October's a very good month for Sony.
No, here's a question to you guys. Again, the Resident Evil. Did you guys have you played the remake? And you guys played the remake?
It's on my Xbox One. Yeah, I got it. I was playing the other day.
Does it still have that same fucked up walking shit as the original PlayStation?
No. They changed the controls. You can do whatever. They changed it.
Oh, so you can run around freely?
Yep.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about? Resident Evil,
like if you use the D-pad.
Wait, are you talking about Resident Evil 1 and 2 or Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, like remember those
it's about the remake and how for the old PlayStation, the Resident Evil, it was like you'd be running sideways with like a blocky type engine, like you couldn't really walk freely. It's not like that in the remake.
With the D-pad, you can still use the D-pad the way you was talking about, but with the analog stick, no, you run freely with the analog stick.
So like you get stuck on the wall, maybe you're running from them dogs, and you be running sideways.
Yeah,
you run freely.
Yeah, my mic came out. Oh, I can hear you guys. Hold up, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep. Okay.
I remember on the old version of Resident Evil, you'd be running sideways and with the shotgun because they had that blocky type movement. You know what I'm saying? Like you moved around in a square. Like know, so as long as I can run around freely, like on Resident Evil 4, I would invest in Resident Evil. Can you do that?
Yep, you can run around freely.
Okay, all right. Well, I get my PS Plus then. And mention here's another question because I don't have a PS4 and I'm not going to have one until the Pro comes out. If I were to buy my Plus now, can I download the game digitally on an app or something? And
I think you can order it online and they'll send it to your account. So that when you get your console, you can just download it then.
Okay, all right. That's what I'm talking about. You can have okay. That's all because I'm gonna buy another another PS Plus card, and I don't want if I can get the Resident Evil. Okay, as long as I can run around freely and I'm not stuck in a fucking box. Okay, all right. Well, unless you guys want something to add before we get the hell out of you guys, anything else you want to say?
I think I'm okay.
You think you're okay? Listen, I pray for you guys, man. What's going on? What you had to say, real game?
What's that?
So now I see you was about to say something.
Shit. I don't even know. I don't even really have much to say, man. Like
you just said enough. You just said enough. You just said enough.
Nintendo, Xbox, Sony. I just love video games, so I own all consoles. But as far as putting one game on top of the other game, like at the end of the day, I always been a Zelda guy. I love Zelda, man. But God of War, everything else, I enjoy games. But Zelda, man, I don't know. I just love it.
All right. How about you, Actors? You have anything you want to say for yourself, brother?
No, I'm pretty good, I guess. We talked about a lot of stuff.
Are you? But listen, ladies and gentlemen, I tried my best to get these Wii U widows to see the light. The Nintendo was the devil. Get out of here. I tried to get them to see the light. The Nintendo was the devil. Said Bobby Boucher. The football, the devil's ball. But listen here, man. Boy. Thank you guys for rocking out with us. Like I said, let me know in the comment section below. Who would you like to see me bring on the channel next to have a one-on-one with? Like I said, we'll start this new series I'm gonna do once a week, where I'm interviewing someone within the community, or even like some developers or websites or whatever. Like I got a bunch of stuff that I want to do, but let me know what you think in the comment section below. And the last thing, if you think these Negroes are bugging about this Nintendo NX shit here, let me know in the comments. This shit sounds spooky to me.
I want to know what's going on in damn console before I spend my money.
Like I said, now he's wanting to see what's going on. Listen, like I said, sometimes if it bark like a dog, it's a dog. Now everything leading up to the Nintendo NX, it looks like it's going to be another Wii U situation. I just want to say that. Underpowered, another gimmick, you know what I mean? And Nintendo still with their fucking strict policies, man. You know what I mean? That's all that I'm saying. And we just left a whole generation behind with the Wii U. And again, it's not that I'm so anti, Nintendo NX. I want to say this. You know what? Before I get the hell out of here. If I would buy the NX, all right? Because they may have some things, like for the exclusives, whatever, you know what I mean? They may be, appeal to me, you know what I mean? Mario was cool, but I'm not buying no, Mario Party and all that. This is not my thing. But my thing is I don't want to buy this console. This is the most important thing to me. And it feels like I'm taking a step back. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying it has to be as good as Xbox Live or that's a given, but I just want the basic shit, okay? I'm not asking for, again, I'm not asking to play fucking Halo on my Nintendo NX. I just want the basic features. You understand what I'm saying? Yep. On this said hit console. That's all that I'm asking. Nintendo can give me that. And, and like I said, the graphics don't look too dated as far as graphically, I'll probably pick one up. You know what I mean? But if they're, you know what, and I want to see what they about as far as live streaming and stuff. I hope, like Nintendo got a lot of shit to do, man.
That on live streaming is actually really fun.
Yeah, again, like just I'm talking about, well, as far as their policies, like me, I'm really about to start, doing my live streaming thing, and guys bought a lights, a bunch of stuff I want to do. Like I said, I just been hella busy. I'm gonna start live streaming this shit a lot more. I have fun doing that, talking to you guys while I'm playing. And I want to, like I said, that will be if I can use Twitch or whatever the hell, DDoS, whatever the programs out there. Like that's important. That's what I'm talking about. But as far as Nintendo is losing touch to what's going on with what gamers want. You understand what I'm saying? And they just doesn't get it. They don't understand. And the main issue with that is Nintendo of Japan. makes the decisions for Nintendo of America and to Europe, because what's going on in Japan ain't really what's going on over here. And that's one of the main issues that I have with Nintendo. You know what I mean? But other than that, they, switching and stuff like that, and I'm like I said, I may pick one up, man. You know, but if, and like I said, I don't want no shitty graphics either. You know what I mean? Anything ain't got to look better than what's out there. But if it's on par with what's going on out there, like graphically and visually, then I'll pick one up. But I just don't want to feel like I'm taking a step back. So I'll be, so I'm listening. I'll at least give you that much. I'm 80-20 right now. 80-20.
All right, we got him 20% in.
20%. They can give me that. I get a Nintendo NX, man. That's day one. I buy one. I may even give one away on my channel to a less fortunate handicapped widow out there, motherfucker that's stuck in Peter's Pan land. Motherfucker. I might give it to some 55-year-old man that's out there. Fucking what? Say nah. I'm saying, bro, talk though, man. I might do that, man. I give one. That's my word is my bond, man. I give one away. If Nintendo, surprises me, and that's what I'm asking for. What I'm asking for is not much, man. I'm not asking to get blood from a rock here. I'm just asking for the basic shit, nothing extra. And that's another issue, that when you had to come on here and give a listed demand for someone to buy your goddamn console, for you to spend your money with them, like, come on, that's just like, come on. And like, I'm not asking for anything outside and demanding, like, that's just the basic shit that we've been doing for the last. Xbox Live came out in 2002, it's 2016. You know what I mean? For the last 15 fucking years, that's crazy, man. I can't rock out with that shit, man. But they can do that. I'm there, day one, man. I get one day one. But this is your boy Nxtgen. Thank you, my man, Real Game, for coming on board. ActivesiN, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna get the links to these guys' channels. We're gonna leave it down below. And thank you guys, man. It's been real.
Yeah,
Bang
thanks
bang.
for having us on. A lot of fun.
No problem.